All right, so a quick recap. Last episode, the party met another adventurer named Sheena. Sheena, a dragonborn spellcaster or a wizard, studying at the place called Academy of Arcane Arts in the city of Dragosha. With that being said, her mentor, which is Trisvana Moonwatcher, a night elf, is a good friend of the elder, and was tasked to get information from the two thugs or assassins, as what the party calls them, that was sent by Mr. Hadran to hunt down the party and take what he wanted. The two thugs was captured by the party, or spared rather, and it was it was assigned to a friend of the elder, which is Lisbana Moonwatcher, also the mentor of Sheena, to get information while the party went home. And of course, Sheena was tasked to at least escort the party to keep them alive, to make sure that they don't get themselves killed. And then they met Ernwin, a rogue that was working for Mr. Hadran, as well as a merchant lord known as Mr. Nicholson, who was tasked to send or relay a message that Mr. Nicholson was eager enough to to talk to the party about whatever problem the party may have on him or on his business. With that being said, the party took a night-deserved well rest after barely surviving a battle with Mr. Hadran's thugs and having almost two of the party on the verge of death, but still managed to save all the children from being abducted from the orphanage. With that being said, you guys sleep and start a new day.
Okay. I know in this new day, I want to buy myself some new clothes for a meeting with Nicholson. There we go.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Okay, so before we continue, we're gonna start with Ernwin, because Ernwin meditate outside the estate that the party is currently sleeping at. With that being said, Ernwin, you're the first one to wake up as the sun begins to shine from the horizon, and the sunlight begins to touch the entire city. You start to feel the morning chill, and from the quiet, silent streets of the night, you start to hear the activities of the city as the shops and the stores begin to open for the public. You start to hear carts passing by. You start to hear chicken morning calls all around the city as the city starts to get its busy day within the day. With that being said, you see carts passing by. You see nobles giving a weird look as you look like you don't belong in the nobles district. And then you're just doing your morning stretch, trying to count your bows or your bolts.
Yeah.
And as you're staring at the the porch at the city streets, you hear a female voice from behind you saying,
Yes?
And as you look, you see, Mom, the owner of the the owner of the orphanage, Mom Arisa, who appears to be just woken up. She has this curly, her brown hair is fizzled from sleeping, and you see that her clothes are wet from either food or soap, probably taking care of the orphanage. And she's currently holding a silver tray. On top of the tray is a plate with a sunny side up egg, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of toast, and a cup of warm coffee. She just goes to the table outside the porch, places it there, and looks at you and says, "I'm pretty sure you're hungry, especially by staying up here late at night. So there you go. I prepared breakfast. at the very least. And
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
no problem. And then she, what you call, she turns around and then she's about to walk back to the estate, and then she stops for a moment. She sighs. You hear her sigh as this depressing sigh. She turns around and faces you again and looks at you and says, listen, I'm not here to judge, but sometimes this city turns people, even the kindest of people, into monsters. I sure hope that day doesn't come when you become like one of those people.
I certainly try my best not to.
I see.
And I'm gonna give her a cup. I'm gonna give her 2 gold pieces for the food. I'm feeling very generous.
That's pretty generous.
Oh, okay. She's shocked and says, "Wow. Well, first things first. Why are you? If you're this nice, why are you working with people like Mr. Hadran? Normally, nobles don't care for the poor, or at least from where I'm from."
Honestly, it's just another job. Money is money, you know. Gotta make a living.
Well, I sure hope you don't work for the wrong people, because when you do, you end up doing things you don't want to do. And normally, I don't do things like that, considering I have 8 children who look up to me, and that's very bad for my image. I mean, you have a family, right? Or you used to have one, at the very least.
I do have a family. I was, might have lost my original family, but I was fortunate enough to find another.
I see. Well, that's good. Then, hopefully you understand what it feels like to lose a home. Because the children I have with me, this is their only home. At least the orphanage is their only home. They have literally nothing. Their parents left them. They have no personal belongings. All they have is me, the orphanage, and each other. So I sure hope, for the love of Serenray, that you do not take that away from them as well.
I don't foresee that happening in the near future.
I sure hope not. And she turns around and goes back to the front door, and then stops, and then suddenly looks at you again and says, "When you're done, please return the tray and the dishes into the kitchen so that I can wash them." And then
Can do.
she just turns around, goes back to the front door, inside the estate, and you had your meal. It's delicious. It's not the typical meal that you usually have, being outside the woods and traveling a lot, Armani. What you call it? I lost there. Brandon. So, yeah. So as you're eating, you start to hear a cart going near and stopping inside your location. And then you see, riding this cart is basically 2 people. One 40-year-old human man, and the other is a young teenage boy, probably on his middle or late teens. And this cart stops in front of the estate that you're currently staying in. And then you see this teenage boy hop in and starts to approach you. He has dark skin, human, wearing brown robes. Looks like some sort of servant boy. And he approaches you and says, excuse me, good day, sir. Good day to you. I didn't mean to disrupt you, but just hoping, is this where the I would say Miss Narissa lives?
I do believe they were here last. That's why I'm here, anyways.
Oh, good. Do you know if they're inside the estate right now?
Yeah, they should be. I mean, everyone's just waking up, so I'd imagine they'd be just getting ready to start their day.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, the thing is, I was sent by the elder basically, and he told me that I'm here to assist the orphanage children. I guess we're bringing them to the chapel for at least temporary stay because the elder is currently having problems with getting money for the orphanage. With that being said, do you mind if you could contact one of them right now, or do you know anyone who can contact? As much as I don't want to enter the estate without their permission.
I can certainly pass along the message.
Well, we'll wait here then, if that's the case. If you mind, please do. Oh, Angelica, they're staying here. You took them. You took them here.
Yes,
Remember?
but she didn't tell anybody that they were staying there.
Oh yeah, he didn't. But now Erwin does know because. Oh yeah, wait.
Yeah, basically there's
Oh,
a
no!
plot, and there's just a weird
yeah.
continuity error.
Oh yeah, there. Let's just say that. What you call? Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Let's just say that they didn't know, but he's here to let to let the party know that he's here to that servant boy is here to help. Basically, and was tasked to pick up the children wherever they are. So technically, they don't know. So just to clarify that. So yeah, sorry. That was a bit confusing on my end as well. Sorry. Good thing you remind me.
Okay,
Yeah.
we missed the game day. It happens.
Yeah. I brain farted there for a sec. Okay. So yeah. So yeah. Ignore the part where he does know where the children are. So let's just say Erwin. Let's just say Erwin that this servant boy tells you that he's here to pick up the children wherever they are, basically. That's good to know.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can. I do believe the person that the orphanage mother was actually just out here. I'm sure she can assist you with your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Can you please let her know that I will be waiting here? If she's here, does that mean the children are here, perhaps? Then, if that's the case, then that's good, I guess. Hopefully, so we can get things done. I don't want to make the driver waiting. Do you mind leaving the message for me if he is indeed inside the estate?
Yeah, I was just gonna be bringing some dishes back inside anyways. Like, I'll find her and I'll let her know someone from the elders here.
Thank you so much, good days. Thank you so much, sir. I'll wait for your response then. Or for her, I guess. So, you go inside?
Yeah.
Okay, so you push this almond-like oak door, and then you from your right you start to hear dishes. Basically, what you call someone doing dishes as you go open that door. Wait, I did not see that. I would say it's currently because around 7, but considering all of you guys had a rough night, so you're currently either having a good night rest or doing your morning routines, basically. So technically, it's Erwin and Orisa, or was it? Or Erwin and Mom Eza is currently the two people awake right now at the moment. So Erwin, as you enter the kitchen, you start to hear dishes, and you do see on the table this giant oak wood, glossy fancy table, curved table. The children are already awake and are currently eating breakfast. Two of them glare at you. You see this tiefling red girl, this young tiefling girl, with horns, wearing a reddish pink dress. Okay. I would say Sheena, because you start to roam around this estate. You're quite surprised that this estate had a library, a small library on top of the second floor, or on the second floor rather, and you're fascinated about the books here. So I would say there, unless someone is there with you. So yeah, you're currently reading your books because you never thought that a place like this would have its very own library, which is weird. So it's very rich. It's a wealthy, fancy house. So Ernwin, I would say Narissa, considering what happened to you last game, considering that you almost died and you're still asleep at the living room, I would say. But I would say at this point you're about to wake up sooner or later. So you're just in the verge of waking up as you will start to hear that. Yeah, I would say Sheena, Nar is also with you reading books. As you enter, you see Nar also reading books, and yeah, you two are there currently. So back to Ernwin. So back to Ernwin. Ernwin, two of the children are glaring at you. One is the tiefling girl with horns, this black hair, and then wearing a pink dress. And the other is an orc boy, probably the eldest among the 8 children, and he's glaring at you with his teeth, grinding his teeth and pointing what appears to be a walking stick, or a traveling stick, or some sort of walking stick of some kind made of this fine wood. And he's just glaring at you, pointing at you, and giving you this gesture. And as you hear, as Mom Ezra hears your footprints, she looks back and she sees you bringing the dirty plates, and says, "Oh, you're back. Please just put them here." As she is continuing the washing dishes.
Right, I'll set them down then, and then I'm gonna relay the fact that there's a messenger boy sent by an elder out front for her.
Okay, so he goes, "Oh, what for?"
Something about bringing the children from the orphanage to a chapel for temporary housing for safety.
Oh, thank goodness, Seren Ray. Okay, and she begins to wipe her hands and then just leaves. And you see one of the children, the tiefling little girl, looks at you and says, "I hope you're not here to hurt her." While glaring at you.
No such thing. Not anymore.
Are you gonna take this house away as well?
No. I was just here to pass along a message.
Good. And they just eat. And at that moment, Narissa, as you're sleeping at the couch at the living room, because that's last time that's what you told me that you were sleeping. The sunlight begins to hit your face, and as you you begin to wake up, you see that the sunlight is passing through the curtains, and you do hear clanging of metal utensils, back at the kitchen. As you wake up, you realize that you're alone at the living room. There are no children or Mameza, but you see that the luggages that the children have with them are still at the room, and the blankets that was used to to provide beds, or the makeshift beds for the children, are easily tied up and put placed at the corner of this living room. As you begin to stretch your Your body still aching from what happened last night. But yeah, you are now currently awake. What do you do?
I'm just going to stretch and moan a little bit because of the pain, and then look around. Of course, notice that no one's in the room, but if I can hear the clanking of the dishes, can I hear the voice of Arwen?
Currently no. This conversation just finished just as soon as you were about to wake up, so no. But you still hear the clanging of utensils, basically.
So I'm gonna get off the couch and start walking to the kitchen.
Okay.
Since I'm usually the first one to wake up and start prepping breakfast.
Okay.
Then I'll look around and what do I see?
So as you're trying to approach the kitchen, you see Erinwin about placing what appears to be dirty plates on the sink. You see the 8 children eating at the kitchen table, happily eating. 2 of them still looking at Erinwin with a glare. The little girl, the one that pulled your arm to the orphanage, this 7-year-old girl with black hair, human, wearing a light brown or light reddish dress, charges and hugs you, gives you a hug and says, "Good morning, you're awake. Mom has cooked us food." And she just points to the food on the table. It's quite plenty considering she appears to be feeding 8 children.
Good morning, good morning. I'm going to look at Ironwin and
Erinwin, you hear this as well. As you look back, you see Narissa. You see her already awake from the sleep.
I'm gonna start gritting my teeth a little bit, but keep a friendly smile on my face.
Okay.
I'll pat the head of the little girl, and start walking in the direction of Ironwin.
Okay, so Erinwin, Narissa begins to approach you.
Morning. You look angry. I'm not here to cause problems.
Okay, wait. Erinwin, I want you to roll. Wait, what's your passive perception, Erinwin?
I am not entirely sure how to calculate this offhand because I'm not the best at this game, but I have a +4 to perception.
Okay. I would say it's below your screen, below your abilities, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check it for you. Although this is, So your passive perception. Oh yeah, your shit is different. That's the problem. Actually, you know what? Just roll a perception check. Your shit is different. I might have to figure that out as well. Just roll a perception check, and then
I rolled a 15.
I would say Narissa, roll deception for the sake of it.
I rolled a 10.
I mean, Erwin, she is smiling, but it's quite weird. Something doesn't feel right about her smile, as if she's not sure if she's twitching. But she is definitely smiling at you. So that's the thing. You're not sure if it's angry though. It's just that she's still smiling at you.
Alright, I'm gonna give a little wave and I'm gonna be like, "Morning. Are you okay?"
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. Can I actually pull you aside real quick?
Sure, let me just finish rinsing my dishes.
No, it's perfectly fine. I can do that for you. Let's leave this room and let the children eat in peace.
Oh, okay.
She's going to motion to the door. Okay, so I'm just going to wait at the door for Arwen to walk out.
Okay, so you guys, you both leave the kitchen.
I'm following it.
Okay, so she's gonna follow you out and say, "I'll be right back, children."
They nod smilingly.
The moment the door closes,
Mm-hmm.
why are you in here?
Like I said, I was bringing dishes back. The matriarch brought some food out to me, and I was gonna bring the dishes back in.
Well, I could have cared less if you brought it inside. You could have probably just left it out, and then somebody would have recovered it. So, please don't ever enter this estate.
Hey, I was specifically asked to make sure I just bring them back into the kitchen, so I was just doing what I was asked.
I understand greatly, but, yeah, I don't feel comfortable being asleep on the couch while somebody I don't necessarily trust walks into the house that I am currently residing at. So please, next time I tell you never to come around me, don't come into the house.
I mean, I don't recall you ever telling me not to come around you, is the thing.
I think it was implied.
I get we've been on opposite sides of things the last 12 or so hours, but I haven't actually done anything, have I?
You worked for a guy that almost killed me.
Yeah, but that wasn't supposed to be what happened. But, I mean, I can assure you that it won't be happening again.
So, I do believe meeting somebody outside of an estate with, you know, about 7 thugs, a master, and yourself, does clarify a little something in regards to danger.
True. I was sort of a bad passive observer on the wrong side of that one.
Okay. So, anyways, please go tell your master, Nicholson, that we will be meeting him in a few hours after I become presentable.
Yeah, I mean, he's Aaron. As you look at her, she's not no longer bloody, but she's wearing a giant shirt, tied on her waist, and then a cape, and yeah. You're not sure if Mr. Nicholson would be happy enough to see her, considering you know that Mr. Nicholson is a merchant lord, basically, so a very wealthy businessman of some sort.
Yeah, I can see that you, might need some new clothing. I can give you some gold to replace the clothing you lost.
I don't need somebody else's gold. Thank you very much.
Figured I'd at least offer.
Well, I appreciate your kindness, but like I said, I'm not in need of it.
Well, if you change your mind, I'll be around.
Okay. So, Nerissa, you also begin to hear that there appears to be a commotion or someone talking outside the estate. As you hear what appears to be clanging of footsteps of a horse or hoops.
Okay.
So yeah.
What do I hear?
Yeah, do you go outside? You hear someone talking. You hear an activity outside, just outside the estate, as if there's something talking there.
I thought we were talking outside.
Oh no! Do you leave the estate or you just leave the kitchen floor? I
wouldn't want the children to overhear the hostility.
Oh, okay.
So I naturally want.
If that's the case, then good to know. If that's the case, then you also see as you're talking that you hear Mom Ezra's voice. on the front gate, basically talking to what appears to be the servant boy or Karim, the servant boy of the elder. And waiting also outside is a cart with a horse and a middle-aged human man sitting on that cart. That looks like a driver of some sort.
Alright, I will approach and nod my head in a kind fashion.
Okay, so Ernwin, Narisa leaves you as what they call. You approach the Mameza and what you call Karim, and as you're approaching, you hear Mameza just thanking Karim for something, and then Karim notices and says, "Oh, Miss Eza, you're awake. Good, good. I think the one of your friends messaged you about, letting you know about the orphanage. I'm here to provide assistance. I've heard that you guys have problems with the orphanage. I'm not sure where the kids are, but the owner of the orphanage is here, Mom Eza," and she points at Mom Eza. And then Mom Eza looks at you and says, "Oh, good morning. I'm sorry that I need to use the food. The children were getting hungry, and we didn't have enough food. We only have apples that we brought with us." And they were begging me to cook them food when they saw bread and eggs on the kitchen.
Oh, don't worry. You're perfectly fine to use what we have at your disposal, since it's not technically ours either.
Wait, you don't live here? I thought you guys
No,
live.
we're only residing in this estate thanks to the elder.
Oh, I see. Well then, still, thank you for for the food. At least the children would be happy to eat some. And then Karim interferes and says, Miss Mamez and I were just talking about me taking the children to the chapel for temporary shelter. The elder requested the high priestess that if it would be okay to provide them a temporary home for the meantime. The elder is currently having problems getting money from the empire to provide shelter for the children or the orphanage. It would take a few days before it gets processed. We're not sure. The elder and I don't know how long, but right now, for the meantime, if they can pay the place, they might be able to stay at the chapel, the whole temple in the city for now. Mama Eza agreed, and then Mama Eza looks at you. Yeah, anywhere is better, as long as we don't sleep on the streets. And she looks at you.
We do have every intention on taking care of the children and everything. I think them being in our watch would be the best until the debt is paid.
Karim scratches his head, and Mamez looks at you and says, "You don't really have to do that. I know you have a lot of things that you need to do, and I really can't keep asking favors. Honestly, you have done so much well. We'd be happy to stay at the chapel. It doesn't really matter where we stay as long as we don't sleep on the streets, or at least the children doesn't sleep outside."
Oh, but look at the finities of life. Have you ever been in such a lovely home?
Yes. Well, not really. The orphanage was fine. It's just that I know that you have other things that you need to do, and the last thing I want you to... And not that I do not trust you, Mom Narisa, it's just that I know that you have dangerous things that you need to settle. And the last thing that happened, it did not end well. And then Karim... Okay, what do you say?
Can I attempt to persuade her to stay?
I would say roll it with disadvantage as after what happened last time. So yeah, you can persuade her.
Okay, I got a 17.
Ooh. what do you call, she nods and says, well, and he looks back at the Karim unsure and says, maybe we can stay here. I mean, there's plenty of food for everyone here, and this seems to be a big enough space for the kids, I guess. And she looks awkwardly at you, smiling at you, Miss Narisa. Karim is just scratching his head, unsure about this conversation, and says, are you sure? I mean, you guys have dangerous, just like Mameza said, you might make enemies that might bring you back here, and that's the last thing you want, right?
I feel as if it is safest, once again, if they are somewhere that we will, be. So, I mean, I don't know the people at the chapel, and I'm not saying that holy people aren't to be trusted, but I feel safest if the children stay with me, as I've lost everything in my life, and this is the last gleam of my hope. So, I do appreciate the offer for the chapel, but it's best if they stay here.
Karim just scratches his hands, and then Mom Ezra looks at Karim and says, okay, I guess we're staying here then. Once again, thank you for the offer, but I guess we'll refuse. And then she looks at you with a questioning look, and then looks back at Karim and says, for now. And Karim's just scratching his head. Okay, I guess I'll tell the driver that we won't be taking kids to the chapel then. Well then, also, the elder wants to see you in the middle of the day when you're free, after you're done with whatever chores you need to do. And then he looks at you, Larissa. Interesting choice of clothes, Miss Narissa. The elder wants to see you and says that he has information and wants to provide your party with something. And he also mentioned about a dragonborn friend that you met.
Okay, definitely. I will come by the elder's office as soon as we can. We do have a meeting with Nicholson. Please advise him of that in the event that something is to occur, and he is informed. But can you do me a favor, Kareem?
Yeah, sure. What is it, Miss Narissa? Anything?
Do you mind asking one last favor of the elder, as getting 8 smaller beds, please?
I can definitely try. No problem.
I'd be willing to work extra quests for him.
Well, I'll let him know for sure. Will there be anything else?
Okay. That will be it. We'll be there as soon as our meeting with Nicholson is over.
Well then, I guess I'll let the elder know. Well, see you and good day. And then Karim turns and leaves, hops into the cart, and then...
You notice Narissa just clasps her hands together and bows, saying, "Be pleased."
Karim also nods and smiles back. And then you hear the cart leaves. And then you see Mom Ezra looks at you and says, "You sure about this?"
I put my hand on her shoulder and I said, "I'm sure."
Oh yeah, speaking of Dragonborn, one of your friends left last night. She said that an ambassador was waiting for her at the palace. Don't know what that means, but she told me that she's not sure when she will be back. But it's important that you guys do what you need to do without her. For
it
now.
It must involve her family. I do feel bad that she had to go through that.
Yes, that also terrified me when she said that the ambassador was talking to her about something. I don't know what type of problems you guys deal in, but I sure hope I don't want to be part of it anytime soon. Well then, I prepared breakfast, so should we?
Oh, definitely. I am starved.
Well then, I have prepared. You have an inventory for a month. I have no idea what They have no idea why the elder gave you a mansion and a supply of food for a month. We could barely have this for a day.
We've considered that it might be a bribe.
Good to know. And she just turns awkwardly and walks with you. With that being said, Nora and Sheena, what you guys doing as you're currently reading at the book? Saul, I'll get to you later after that.
So I've been currently engrossed in a book that has about the history of this town, learning more about the nobility of it, and
Okay.
making small talk with Sheena while we're reading.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah. You two are now currently at the library, and this library is jam-packed with books. Nothing too special. More like history books, books about herbalism, and folklore and fables.
Nice. So yeah,
I think Sheena will probably be looking at some of the folklore and things, because now that she's around little kids, I think she might be a little more endearing to them, because with her interaction with that one child that came over and touched, her hand and everything. So I feel like he probably would have something trying to interact with her.
Sorry, say that again. You're breaking up there.
I was just saying that she probably would read into a little bit of the folklore and things like that, so that she'd have something that she can engage with, like the little kids, because I don't think she was anticipating having to be around kids.
Okay.
When she worked in it where she was at,
Alright, so Nar and Sheena, I want you to roll, I would say, investigation check to see if what you can gather from the books. So basically, Katie, you roll a d20 and add your modifier for investigation, which is, I literally don't forgot, wait. So add your modifier for investigation, basically.
Oh, that's me. Am I supposed to roll?
Yeah, roll a d20 and add modifier for investigation. What's Armani? What's it for investigation? What is
Investigation is intellect plus 2 if you're proficient.
Okay,
plus 2.
So
if you're proficient.
Oh yeah, I think you're proficient in history, I would say, or Dragonborn. I'm not sure. Wait, let me check. I'm not sure if Dragonborn.
So for her, so at the bare minimum, she would have a +4, but if she's proficient, it would be +6.
I'm not sure if Dragonborns are proficient in history. I forgot. Or intelligence.
As a wizard, she could be.
Yeah, that's
but
what.
It would depend. It would depend if she chose it or not.
Because
I did.
Okay, so roll d20. Roll a d20 plus 6. Nar, what did you get?
I rolled. I got it.
Sorry, what was that, Katie?
I rolled a 20.
Okay, good.
I rolled a let's see, history added to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or what am I rolling?
Investigation. So intelligence.
Rolling investigation. So that would be 22 for me.
Oh, that's good. So both of you learn about the so-called calamity, basically, when the betrayer gods tried to destroy the material realm and tried to invade it with the 9 hells. Basically, with your roll, you know that Nar, on your end, you found out that Dragosha was one of the cities that was rebuilt after the calamity, and that's the reason why people consider it as the capital of Alexandria, or at least Taldore. But it's still in terms of politics, so you're still not sure about that. We also found out that based on the history that because you focus on nobility, that there are at least 10 to a dozen merchant lords, and then there's the council, and then there's the emperor or the empire. That although that this is one continent, each island has a separate emperor for political reasons, because there's still disagreement in terms of politics, and there are people who doesn't want to be ruled by the empire. There are people who doesn't trust the empire that well. In other words, nobility itself has a corruption, definitely some sort of corruption in the empire, whether in terms of power, magic, or knowledge. But yeah, basically. And as for you, Sheena, what you roll in terms of fables, you know that to help when you're focusing more about to talk to little children, you learn that there are angels who actually help, that was sent by sent by the gods, the primordial gods, which are the good gods, and the betrayer gods are the evil gods. So the primordial gods sent angels to provide aid to the mortals, or to the humans, elves, orcs, tieflings, dwarves, in order to defeat the betrayer gods and the demonic army that they have summoned straight from the hells in this realm. And sometimes this angel can take in form of humans, or sometimes they're half human or half god, basically.
Celestials.
Yep. Celestials, as we call them. Yeah.
They're
so
so pretty.
So yeah, that's what you guys get.
All right. So I learned about that, but I didn't learn anything about the lords of this town.
Basically, from what you roll, one thing you do notice, unless you're focusing on a specific person, are you focusing on a specific person or just in general?
I'm trying to focus on the new merchant lords that are around and where they came from, so that I can better understand what I'm dealing with.
Okay, so based on your roll, you rolled 22, right? Mr. Nick,
Yes.
right? Mr. Nicholson is one of the 10 or 12 merchant lords in Taldore. He is he discovered, or his father discovered, the biggest mines in the continent. More than 50% of the gold and platinum that are used as currency or as money in the city or in the capital, or in the continent rather, is from that mines alone, which made him very powerful and connected to the empire, considering he knows how to provide them with wealth. Mr. Nicholson is also in charge of receiving tax from certain people and from the city, which is why makes sense that Mr. Hadran, his business partner, is getting tax from the orphanage. So you gather that much. And you also know that the biggest mines, which is let me just check my notes. The biggest mines in the island, from where you guys are. Where is it? Because clearly you don't have this in your map right now. Is called Overspire. I'm gonna type it on chat. So Overspire Mines. There you go. So it's called Overspire Mines. It is located west, just west of the city, basically. So it's called Overspire Diamond Mines.
All right, and they've gotten the most gold and platinum out of those, huh?
Yep, so far as you know.
That's interesting. So a gem mine's producing minerals and ore versus precious gems. That's interesting indeed.
Do you say that out loud, as Sheena is with you?
Yeah, I'm not being real tactful. It's just kind of...
okay. So yeah,
I'm
Sheena,
reading that out loud, and I'm like, okay. So then I close my book, and I'm like, I think I know what I have to do. Okay. Sheena, I'm going to go grab breakfast. Do you want anything?
Before I answer you, I need to understand something. So, in fairy tales and things like that, there's usually hidden knowledge in there. So, is this going to also work as a double bonus for me in learning these fairy tales and folk tales and things like that?
Actually, in terms of increasing your stats, it's either you level up when you increase your stats, or you have items that can provide you with learning your stats. You know that there are books that has magical properties that can technically increase your knowledge in terms of everything.
Okay.
So technically, no, yeah, right, Armani? I'm pretty
up.
sure. Yep.
Oh no, I was about to say, heads up, DM. Technically, there are rules that let players learn proficiencies, but that would involve training or very specific books that takes months to read.
Yeah.
Because think of them as instruction manuals. Fairy tales
Yeah.
usually aren't usually qualified as instruction manuals.
Yeah, true though. That's why I mentioned items like book. I forgot what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say no. But you do know that there are items. I think there are Armani. There are books, right, that can increase your intelligence modifier, intelligence by 2.
Oh yes.
That you can that you have to read for 48 hours. I forgot what they're called, but I know they exist. But yeah, there are. You know that much, Sheena, that there are literally items that could potentially magically enhance
Okay.
your knowledge.
All right. Okay, then I tell Nara that I'm hungry. Let's eat.
Okay, you two go down.
Yeah,
Okay, so Narisa, as you are helping with Mameza feed the children, you start to see Nar and Nar and Sheena go downstairs. Before that, Saul, you're just waking up from a long time rest. Your body's still sore, but you feel a lot better. So what are you doing?
Saul always has to do his usual
Push-ups?
he has to do his I was gonna say he has to do his usual routine. He gets up, he notices he's still in the library.
Okay.
He grabs a book and starts doing his workout routine while reading a book.
Okay.
Just roll
One
a
hand.
personal athletics check to see how poorly he does.
Okay, sure.
He does pretty good. He got a 21. Let's see how he focuses. Let me just roll flat int. Oh, I know he also got 23 on his flat int. So he's feeling pretty good this morning, even though he feels like poop.
So you're pushing up with one hand and reading a book with another hand. Pretty
Yes.
impressive. That is something you don't see every day. But yeah, that happens. Okay. So what do you do after that? You say you made it.
He does about 5 minutes of prayers to Cord, as he usually does, and then he immediately smells cooking meat downstairs. Fails his wisdom saving throw like always, and jumps down the stairs.
Okay.
Rolls a 7 for acrobatics, trips on his own face, doesn't care, and just looks at the kitchen.
I would say
crawls to the kitchen.
I would say this is what happened. So Nar and Sheena, as you're about to reach the foot of the stairs of the first floor, Nar, you feel a bump on your back as you look behind you, and Saul just slammed forward from your face planted on your back as he managed to slam and did not expect you on the foot of the stairs.
Oh, I am sorry. Are you all right?
Saul, you just see Saul with a bit of drool in his mouth. He's like, I smell meat. Also, morning, Nar.
Good morning indeed.
You also say
So,
you also see Sheena, Saul, with Nar, basically the Dragonborn, the new Dragonborn adventurer with you guys.
Was I in front of him or was I behind him?
You and I would say you and Nar are side by side when you're walking downstairs.
Oh, okay.
So Saul is just slammed behind Nar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, somebody definitely needs to wake up a little bit more before you start falling all over yourself.
This is a daily occurrence. It's fine. I did my workout. Now where's breakfast? I smell breakfast. Is there breakfast? I smell that there's breakfast.
I don't know. I'll follow your notes.
Okay, so you guys go down, and yeah, Narisa, as you're helping Mom Eza, and I would say Erwin, are you still at the kitchen or you're just waiting outside, basically? What do you do?
At this point, I'm outside.
Okay, so I'd say you're getting the morning fresh air and just doing some stretches. So Nerissa, you're alone with Mom Eza and the children. As Nar, you see Nar, Saul, and Sheena, a dragonborn, with you basically.
Good morning, everyone. We made a pleasant much of food. Definitely dig in.
And then Mom Eza looks at you, all three of you, and says, "I'm sorry, I have to use the food at the kitchen. The kids were starving, and we have nothing to eat other than apples." And then Mom Eza look at the children and says, "Children, what do we say to Mom Nerissa and her friends?" They all stand up in the kitchen and they all bow down and says, "Thank you for the food." And then they just sit back and continue eating.
Such sweeties.
I
So,
think
yeah.
Sheena would probably stare on amazed about all the activity that's going on and just kind of slowly get to the table and sit down and grab food and eat.
Yeah, I would say that this table is big enough to occupy all of you, even with a few extra chairs, because it's a long ass, what you call a long ass wooden shiny oak table. Basically for that could probably feed more than a dozen of people or so. So yeah, and there's definitely plenty of food. You see breads, you see bacon, you see egg, you see hot cocoa of some kind. You see different types of bread with some and some fruits as well. Yeah, it's filled. You never seen so much food, not even from the academy, Sheena. So it's quite surprising for you.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys eat.
So, I'm basically gonna shovel food down my gullet.
Okay.
And then I am going to say, please, when you are done eating, make sure that you clean your plates. I am going to excuse myself to get prettied up.
You just see Saul, just like his mouth, like he looks a bit like a chipmunk with like a bunch of
Yeah.
meat, like falling out of his mouth. He's like, "Hey, Nerissa, quick question.
That's another fan art.
Nerissa,
What?
hey, are we heading out anywhere today? Because if things are planning to go south, I need to buy a diamond just in case I need to blow something up."
I have a meeting with Nicholson today.
So, is that a yes on me buying a diamond today or no?
I would say securing a diamond would be best.
Okay, someone will need to assist me on. Okay, he like swallows. He's like, alright, someone needs to assist me on that because a certain somebody paid a driver 50 gold pieces, even though it only costs 1 copper piece.
Okay, I was bloodied and dying. I wasn't thinking about what to give. You gave me 50. That is your fault.
You could have bought his cart.
I
And
could
his
have bought
horse.
if I wanted, but I didn't. Okay.
As you guys
Anyway,
are
I only have
fighting,
60.
as you guys are talking, the children are just looking at you left and right at this conversation, watching you talk, Nerissa, and then they eat, and then watching you talk, Saul, and then they eat. Yeah, everyone sees this except for Erwin, who's outside. But yeah.
Anyway, so Nar or Sheena, or who's the best at talking people up so I can buy a 50 gold piece diamond without getting gypped?
I don't know the answer to that one, but I was thinking that, well, first off, I'm going to volunteer to do dishes because Nerissa said that it is something that should be done, and thanks for the cook.
As you say that, Nar, Ma'am Eza interprets says, "I can do that. It's the least I can do for your keeping us here. Ma'am Nerissa requested that we could stay here. I hope that it's fine with you, or at least for all of you."
That's kind of you. May I offer to help at least?
Sure, but you don't really have to. I can do it. It's the least, literally, the least I can do for providing us a shelter and so much food for the children.
Hey, does anyone know who keeps replenishing the stock? Because I don't see these things getting empty.
So as you look at as you look at the cabinets, you have a month, literally a month supply of food and rations. It's not getting stuck yet, so but there's plenty, literally. So, yeah, bribe is literally the term for this one.
Okay.
Okay, well, before Narissa hands off to the bathroom, I politely request. I know it's a bit short notice, but by chance, when you're done with that shirt, may I have it back to be washed?
Oh, of course. I will wash it while I am upstairs washing myself.
If that's what you wish to do, I was just going to go ahead and suggest that you focus on yourself, and I can take care of my own laundry. It was just merely a kind gesture for a teammate.
It has all of my blood on it. I'll take care of it.
Oh, well,
As
blood
a
doesn't
female,
really-
I know how to take care of blood very well.
And then Mom Eza also raises her hand and says, "One of your friends left last night. She mentioned about an ambassador talking to her. I have no idea what that means, but she told me that she will be fine and that you can continue what you're planning to do. And it's best not to follow her considering it turns out to be dangerous at some point. So yeah."
So Sheena's bummed by the news because she was excited.
Okay.
Like, oh man, I missed my chance to see another Dragonborn.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's-
all three of you hear that.
She just said, "What about the Dragonborns? Be with another Dragonborn?"
It was my first time seeing. I grew up with all
Ah,
kinds of DS, so it was my first time to be able to interact and engage with one. I was just like, oh man.
well, if it makes you feel any better, the next plan is going to be to go ahead and meet up with some more in a mine eventually.
Yeah, technically, Saul, as he like puts his hand on his chin and the other hand still greedily grabbing like another piece of fried bacon. He's just like, yeah, technically our next thing after dealing with Nicholson was sneakily going into some mines and rescuing some Dragonborns there. Well, we're presuming we're rescuing them because we heard from rumors that a new shipment of Dragonborn slaves or some such were imported into the mines, and it coincided exactly when our old teammate Yenret's family was brutally murdered, along with some of her family going missing. So we're assuming these are connected. So after we're done with Nicholson, we are gonna follow that lead next. But otherwise, the only other lead I'm personally have a stake in is with the monk vanishing. But the issue is Yenret had her only lead, which was the medallion, but now she's gone.
Oh, as you say that, as you say that, Saul, Mom Eza picks up in her pocket and then says, "Oh, you mean this?" And she shows, "Your friend told me that you might need this in case you need to find any traces of, that could help the mines." And Sheena, you see, this woman showed a symbol. Let me just find it again, because it changed, because I changed it for the sake. Where is it? One moment as I try to find what. Nope. So you see Mom Eza, the woman, show you this symbol. So I have changed it a bit, basically.
Oh, okay.
So you see this golden, what appears to be a golden amulet that has angel wings of a person, an angel basically with wings spread wide holding what appears to be a sword at the bottom, like a blade. The emblem or the amulet ends with the tip of the blade, basically. So.
Okay. That looks kind of like the Thundercat sword.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hold it in.
That's okay.
But this, and I just learned about angels. So, am I supposed to know what this symbol means? Since I just learned angels, and is there going to be any kind of coincidence there, or no?
I would say. Wait, Angelica, did you message me? Oh, okay. That's good to know. Oh, yeah. Angelica, if that's the case, then yeah, you don't even have to buy any. If that's the case. Okay, one moment. Yeah, okay, so, because you sweat, I want you to roll, because this is not religion. Surprisingly, even though it's angels, this is not something to do with it. I would say roll history.
Okay.
And add your,
Only in the universe of D&D would do history and religion literally be the same thing.
well, yeah.
Well, if you're talking theology and not the actual practitioner of it, I guess.
Yeah, because his religion is basically about gods, basically. So this doesn't have to do.
Damn, I'm rolling good tonight. I got a 19.
19.
Yes.
One thing you do notice is one thing that surprises you, Sheena. You saw your mentor wear that same necklace.
Okay.
That's one thing that's shocking you. You saw your mentor wear the same. You could have sworn.
Okay.
So
I tell that to them, and with my little quizzical look, like, I think that's the same symbol that Trispana, that's who you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Trispana wears around her neck.
Yeah, he mentioned this. She mentioned this.
To everyone at the table. Except for Narissa, because she's, getting all cleaned up.
Getting all met people washed out of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's right.
So, cue the Sesame Street Rubber Ducky song, and
Right?
there you go. Only it's like, where's Skunk? It's like, where's Skunk? You're the one.
Yeah, Nerissa, as you enter the bathroom, this is a fancy bathroom. It's tiled floors, and then there's and there's even a porcelain bathtub, basically, or a white stone bathtub, a marble white stone bathtub on one of the bathrooms, or actually multiple.
She's just gonna start sobbing as she is like, finally, I can take another bath.
Yeah, I think considering your history, you've seen, you have experienced this, considering your backstory. So this won't be the first time, but yeah, it's gorgeous. It's been a while.
It's been months since she's had a proper bath.
Yeah, understandable. But yeah.
Cue the pinup girl arbitrary picture with the bubble bath. It's like, yay!
That's a fan art. Okay.
That's a fan art. You hear that, YouTube kids? We're expecting that fan art.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah, so technically, Nar, Saul, Sheena mentions this. What do you guys do?
So, Saul is eating too much bacon, and I'm going on the basis of like, all right, well, I could have been helping doing this and this, that, and I'm just kind of discombobulated because last night, yeah, there was a lot of people that almost died, but you know what? We're alive today. So I'm going to go ahead and say that, you know what, Sheena? You're new to the group, but I feel that there could be kindred spirits amongst us. You don't know me too well, and my looks may be more deceiving underneath what really lies within the skull. But I want to make sure that everybody is taken care of in our group. and I would like to welcome you to it if you would like to be a part of it.
And then as you say that, Nar, you hear the tiefling girl. Okay. Yeah. I would say what you call Narisa. There are bottles of perfumes. It's stock load, and there's scented soaps and candles inside this freaking bathroom. So yeah, it's definitely a bribe, one way or another. So Nor, as you say this, you guys hear this tiefling little girl, one of the tiefling little girls. Speaking of which, Sheena, because I haven't shown you this, you might as well see it. This is what the... Where is it? Why do I keep... Wait, one moment. Orphanage. So basically, this is what you see. Oops, nope. Not that. This is what you see eating with you guys.
Oh, yes.
You see all these kids.
Hello, all those kids.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, so...
There's one of them is a dragonborn, actually.
Yeah, one of them is a black dragonborn who is... with that...
Sleep
Yeah.
hoodie on.
So, basically, you see this tiefling
I
little
genuinely
girl.
thought he was a kobold.
I did too, but that's okay.
So no, you see an elven. You see two elven children. The little girl with the blonde hair and the one with the glasses, the one with green coat. You see a half orc wearing that has a stick, basically.
Staff.
Yeah, the staff that you get. You see what you call a rakokra, or a bird-like creature that has black feathers like a raven, wearing a brown.
What's it called again? What?
Aarakocra.
I don't know how to spell it. That's the problem. Okay.
Okay. I just needed to hear it again. That's all. Kokra.
Armani, how do you spell Aarakocra? I forgot how to spell it.
I do not know how to spell Aarakocra, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
Sounds like
I'm
it's
up a kanku?
no, it's like a half human, half bird, basically.
Okay.
So,
Oh, the Aarakocra. Okay,
Aarakocra. There you go. I can't even pronounce it. That's how hard it is. But yeah, it's
Yeah, I'll go ping it real quick. Give me a second.
no problem. Thank you. So it's you see this humanoid creature, Sheena, that has black feathers like a raven, basically, but has a humanoid structure to it. He has feet like birds, but yeah, she's standing like a human, but she's a bird, giant bird, basically. You also see a tiefling, what appears to be some sort of half human, half devil, with a tail and red horns. And then you see one girl has white hair that looks human, and the other is a human, and the other two are humans as well. One is very young, which is probably around 2 to 3 years old, and the other one looks like she's like 5 to 7, who has a toy with her. The one who is hugging a pink bunny, basically. So you see this tiefling girl, the one with red skin and purple hair, and she approaches you, Nar and Shin, as you're talking, and says, "By helping people, he means punching people." And then she whispers something to you, Sheena. What you call, Nar? I want you to roll a perception check.
Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. 14.
14. He's gonna roll a stealth check to see if he can hide this. Nope. No, he rolled a 13. So you hear it. You hear her say, Sheena. You hear the little girl, the tiefling girl, say to you, says, "He punched a noble on the face on our orphanage. I wouldn't trust him if I were you." And then she just goes back.
And I just kind of roll my eyes.
Okay. And she gives you a tongue, like Nar, what you call, you know how a teasing look, Nar.
Is.
Yep.
So I went ahead and just rolled my eyes, and I was like, yes, so that happened. I tried to use orcish diplomacy in a human city. Well, not human-dominated. But anyway, long story short, orcish diplomacy usually involves striking each other until one of you falls down. The person who falls down is wrong. So, yeah, that was more along the lines of they disrespected one of my party. I do not take kindly to those that disrespect myself or my company. So I make sure that it is well understood. So, yes, I apologize for my mannerisms, but I was raised out in the wilds, and I was at one time raised to be essentially a ravager. It was just wandering barbarian out in the wastes. But then I learned the wonders of books and hot tea and firelight and music. And yeah, there's more to life than blood and guts. There's also what's outside of the body.
Nerissa, I want you to roll perception check as you're looking for not the vinegar part, but just roll perception check. Nerissa?
That's an 18.
18 for scrubbing!
No, as you're trying to look for, let's say, you're trying to look for blankets and a towel, you open one of the closets on the room, one of the rooms, I would say upstairs, and you're surprised to see that this cabinet is full of robes.
Okay.
Fancy robes and cloaks of different sizes and sorts. Not enough to provide you clothing, but looks like some sort of nobleman's clothes of different sizes, like fancy robes that you wear in hotels.
Yes, I'm just gonna grab them and smush them on my face and rub them up and down and be like, so soft.
Yeah.
Yes, I miss you.
So that's another fan art that I'll be
God. Now we just need like chibi Narisa just rubbing, going around in a big pile of blankets.
And then there are
like
flowers and hearts coming out as she's doing that.
I miss the noble life.
yeah. They're fine silks, and they're soft, and they have fluffy feathers or fluffy furs are on the trim and the edges of this silky, glossy clothes. So yeah, and there's different colors. There's greens, blues, reds, and even capes. So yeah,
Yes.
they're just robes, but yeah, I would say.
It's so nice.
All right, so yeah, Sheena and Narissa, what do you guys do? So at this time, I would say, Narissa, you're about done, unless you spend, I don't know, 10 minutes just rubbing your face with the robes.
Oh, I'm gonna take my sweet time. It's gonna take me like an hour before I reconvene with you guys.
Okay, she's just busy. Okay.
She's just doing all the rollings. I mean, she's doing the Superman. She's doing the barrel rolls. She's doing the pinwheel.
I'm just in tears, just so
It's like
happy. Like
it's just the Scrooge McDuck, just kind of diving in and out of the blankets.
I'm going full pretty lady. Just yes.
Yeah. So
Well, there
yeah.
you go.
So currently this time it's 8:30 in the morning, as this happened, or it's almost 9, and then the kids already finished. The kids already finished doing the dishes and eating with Mom Eza's help. I would say Nar, you as you're talking to Sheena, you're helping them. The kids are currently playing outside now, outside the porch. With Mom. With Mom.
Saul is gonna since he's being mostly useless. I guess him and his owl
Not being
Squall.
useless.
Him and his owl Squall are gonna go out and keep an eye on them, as he's still not the most comfortable being in the city and leaving them on their own.
Okay, so
he just keeps an eye on them.
Okay, so Saul Unless the others of you are gonna come. So Saul follows Mom Eza. I'm gonna get back to you, Saul. What you call Sheena, as you're talking to Nar, you feel a tug on your cloak or your cape. As you look below you, you see a dragonborn, a lot younger dragonborn. This black dragonborn, black scales. Not as black as you are. It's just pure black. Doesn't have a shimmer to them, to the scales, but has a black dragonborn with what you call with yellow golden eyes and has 4 horns curved to on top of its head. And he looks at you and says, "Hey, you're a dragonborn too. That's great, right?" And
I was like, I probably would respond, well, you're the first dragonborn I've really interacted with, besides the one that left this morning, so I guess you're right.
And then he looks at you and says, "Can you blow fire in your mouth? Dragonborns can't do that, right?"
Well, not this dragonborn.
What can you do?
What do you do?
I blow fire in my mouth. Do you want to see?
I want to see.
Okay.
Away from anything that might blow up.
And then as you say that, Mom, you hear Mom Eza said, "No, don't say that." And then she just goes, "Ah!" And as you see this, for a little child, you wouldn't expect to see a giant fireball. So,
Right.
With that being said, I would say, Nar, I want you to roll dexterity.
So is he, blo- so
Dexterity.
is he blowing? Is he blowing flame?
Yeah.
Or is it?
He's blowing
Oh.
flame outside his
Well,
mouth.
here's a little fun thing.
You're resistant,
I actually am flame resistant.
but you still take half damage with that, right?
Yes, I do. So I'm
So-
just gonna go ahead and take it. I just look at it and just let it hit me in the face and take that half damage.
Okay. Armani, what's Fire Breath does in terms of dragon?
2d6 since he's $5 says he's not level 5.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
probably
just an
2d6 fire damage,
Yeah.
and
It's 2d6.
so it's 1d6 for me.
He rolled high. 11.
I roll a 6.
He rolled.
Heads
So,
up, it ignites
half
anything that's
11.
flammable that's in the area.
five.
Luckily, there
Okay.
isn't so openly. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, so-
5.
Listen to my warning, like, let's go someplace that's not gonna cause damage. So,
Oh well, I just go ahead and I
okay.
Oh yeah.
well, I just
yeah.
I
you-
wipe the sweat off my face and go. That wasn't a bad try, kid.
Yeah, Sheena, what you call Sheena, you see just, Nark just took it full force as he
And
stands. and you see, you also see behind her, behind Nar, Mom Eza with a smudge of coal on her face and a candlelight on her hair. And then she just blows her hair and that's,
Like
So,
the cartoon
yeah.
version.
If her hair's burning, I just lick my fingers and go.
yes. You see, yeah, you just see Nar just lick his fingers and then on top of Mom Eza, and then Mom Eza gives you a look. Sheena, and says, "You just have to say that." And then you see the Dragonborn, yeah. And the Dragonborn looks at you. See, was it great? How about you? Can you do it? And then Mom Eza just looks and says, "No, please, no," shaking her head. Give you a
So
look.
yeah, I tell him what I'm like. Hey, I'll tell you what, kiddo. If you can pull another one off, I'll go outside and take another one.
And then Mom Eza interferes and says, "How about this?" He takes the kid. "Okay, we're gonna be playing outside now. Come." And gives a glare, Nar, and shakes her
What?
head.
It wasn't me. I wasn't hurting any property or anybody else. I know I can take it, so I'm encouraging the children to use their natural gifts.
And then what you call there is now a torch. The dining table is now in the middle is torch from the fireball,
Oh.
basically. But it's not completely burned, so it's not heavily damaged. But you see scorch marks, basically.
Well, let's go ahead and clean that up.
Nerissa, I want you to roll perception as you're busy looking at cloaks.
5.
Yep, you notice nothing. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so Saul, you go outside with the kids, and you also, after a few moments, you see Mom Nerissa that has a has coal on her face, as if she got burned by something, and her.
You mean Mama Eza?
Yeah.
Mama Ilsa!
Yeah, the orphanage owner, and has burned hair for some reason. Not too much, but as if she went inside a chimney, basically. That's what she looks like. And you see she's pulling a dragonborn, pushing outside, and says, "But Mabeza, he's a dragonborn, and she's just pushing it. You also see what you call kneeling on the porch, on the wall of the porch is Erinwin, the wood elf that is working with Mr. Hadran, just staring at the
Michael?
kids. Yeah, and Mr. Nicholson.
Sorry to interrupt, boss, but Angelica sent you a nice photo. Apparently, she wants to show the group.
Oh. You can send that to me.
Because she's a noble, she technically has fine.
Send that to me,
clothing in her
Angelica, if you
backpack.
have a nice photo. Whatever.
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, well, if you can put it up on the group, that'd be awesome.
I can do that. Yeah.
No, is it the robes? Is it the robe picture that you sent?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'll send it to them. I'll show it to them. So, one moment.
Yeah, you see Nard trying to clean off a table while covered in burn marks.
Yeah. No, Angelica is still upstairs, basically. So, one moment.
Yep.
So, let me
Quick
just...
question: shouldn't Gina take damage because I would have gotten fire damage?
No, I would say it would.
Or does the kid face the other way?
Yeah, the kid faced our way. He faced at Nar, basically, and Nar did not move in time, or did not move at all.
Right in the face. It was like, yeah, well done.
Yeah, he
Alright.
did. So, one
Okay.
moment as I show you
Nard
guys.
is the tank.
So, Nerissa, are you going downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
I would be at this point.
Okay, so at this point, after this, Nerissa goes downstairs, and you guys see at least she's wearing this fine garments, different from Nerissa that you see from previous before.
Oh, that's the kind of clothes?
Yeah, she. Yep.
Very nice.
So definitely like a merchant, basically, or a merchant lord or a noble. Wait.
Well, that's definitely an improvement over a bloodied shirt.
You also notice that her hair is like hidden, so are her ears and her tail, and her rapier, as well as her coin purse and kalimba are tied to her belt.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So yeah, you see this, Nerissa. So. Alright, so you guys are all together. You also notice Nerissa Saul is gone and the kids and Mom Eza is gone. You also see Nar trying to wipe off scorched wood from the what appears to be the kitchen table, as it is torched in the middle, as if a fire broke out.
I assume I'm gonna be as dense as ever and be like, so what happened here? Is everyone okay?
Oh, yes. I was just encouraging the young ones again to use their natural gifts, and apparently that's not a good thing to do.
Well, not in an estate, definitely outside. You can teach them many things outside.
Well, this time at least I didn't punch a noble in the face, okay? Or give a kid a stick.
I will give that to you, yes, okay.
There we go, see? I can be taught. I'm just not the wild savage everyone thinks I am.
And Gina meekly says, "Well, I tried."
Oh, you did fine. I just took it to the face because you know what? I am the brawler of this group. I've come to accept that. I live it, I love it, and I embrace it. So, not to be rude, Narisa, but do you by chance have my shirt 30% less bloody?
It is upstairs, currently drying.
Fantastic. Well, I guess I'll just have to wear my coat and pants around town instead, but that's okay. I appreciate your efforts.
If you had like some fire, maybe you could dry it out, but I don't think you'd be very comfortable wearing a wet shirt.
No, fair enough. I mean, it's also one of those things that being raised out in a tundra, most temperatures don't bother me too much as long as it isn't freezing. That's just kind of how it is. That's also why my skin's so tough. Braced by the elements.
Oh. Well, apparently my parents came from Ank'Rel, and that's where my father found me. So he always taught me to stay with my roots, but he was always my father, you know? And so I never really experienced the outside world until now.
Well, and I appreciate that. I mean, the Graying Wastes weren't exactly an ideal childhood, but I mean,
you're so strong, so it must have done something in your favor.
Unfortunately, due to the clan that I was raised in, there are no concepts of really love or caring. So those are things I'm still learning about. It's usually just breed, make more, and fight. But I am learning to enjoy the refinements and comforts of civilization.
Well, I think you're on your way.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sheena, I don't think we spoke a lot last night. Or even this morning, for that matter. I'm so sorry.
Oh, me and Sheena had a regular conversation over some books. She is a hoot.
Sheena? What do you say?
I think she's a bit flabbergasted at the moment. That's okay.
Okay.
Compliments are a good thing.
Am I gonna recognize her after she's all cleaned up, or is she gonna be like do I like give that look like, do I know you? Did
Yeah, I would say yeah. You still see the tail popping out from behind her,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, you still see. No, you hide it well, but it's still covered in your cloak, basically. So
Yeah, I would say it'd be just kind of like the honorary anime, like swish, 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 swish.
yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
I'm happy. Okay.
No, it's not swishing. It's not swishing like a dog. It's not funny like a dog. That's gonna be weird.
I'm all pretty
But
and
no, imagine
quack.
a tail on top of a cloth. So basically, you would still see picking it out. But yeah,
Okay.
Yes. We unfortunately now need to go ahead and create like a bunch of images of this, just because the fur community will probably be all over it, man.
I'm the one doing that.
I know. Right?
All right, so with that
So
happening,
I look at Marisa and I say, no, I haven't had the pleasure of a conversation. How are you and what's his name? Arionwin carrying on? Like has that
Oh,
kind
yes.
of Arwen has that dissolved any of that tension?
Oh, that tension remains, and it probably will remain a long while until he proves himself worthy of kindness.
I see. You have history together.
Only in the recent day.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, it's a kind of a long story, and his master sent him to basically try to steal some children last night. And I almost died.
Oh.
So, not too happy with his presence.
I understand now. So, are you going to be off to the market, or what are your plans for the rest of the day?
you have a meeting.
I wasn't there for that, was I?
No. You
Okay.
haven't. Well, actually, last night, I think, Angelica, I think you mentioned talking to Mr. Nicholson while you were talking to Aaron Wen.
Oh, I did. I forgot all about that. Yeah, you're right.
I think,
Yes,
yeah. So yeah, you got at least some of it because I remember
I
that.
rephrased. When will you be meeting with Mr. Nicholson?
Mhm.
How about that?
Yes, I do have to rush over there. Since I did take such a while in the bath, I do apologize for my tardiness. But yes, I have a meeting with him, which I hope goes well, but more than likely will not. That's been the luck as it's been the past couple days. Then I have a meeting with the elder. You can definitely join me. I wouldn't mind having some companions that seem more civilized.
Yeah, I'll come with you. I want to see this Mr. Nicholson and see what else the elder has to say, what information he has to share with you.
All right. Well, that's one down. And Nar, are you willing to behave yourself?
Oh, this again. Look, Missy, all because you're all prim and proper and trimmed up now, doesn't mean that you can treat me like that. I have been on my best behavior. I even let a kid set me on fire. So, I mean, I don't know what else you need of me. I mean, come on. I'm big, I'm spiky, I'm horned. I gave you a shirt when you were covered in blood and naked.
Okay. I just need you to promise no orc traditional.
Okay, yes, I will keep
yeah.
the songs of my people to my people.
I just don't want, the most powerful man coming after us and.
Oh, well,
all
I'm
that.
flattered you think so, but... Oh, wait, you were talking about the merchant, not me. Anyway. I got you to laugh. I broke the ice. Waha. Charisma +3. Not just a dubstep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So as this is happening, what you call, Saul, as you're watching over the kids, you see Aaron Wynn as well with you. So, what are you guys doing? Is Aaron Wynn there just there? Unless.
Saul just raises an eyebrow, grabs both his holy symbol and his arcane focus, has one in each hand, and kind of just pats them both on each one of his arms, and kind of just looking at Arwen more confused than anything.
Okay. How about you, Aaron Wynn? What are you doing as you see this?
I'm just gonna smile and wave.
Okay.
So pretty, so graceful.
So, as you guys are just staring at each other, I want both of you to roll, what you call, perception check.
Intimidation checks. Oh, okay.
No? No, that's not it. Perception checks, both of you, Erwin and Saul.
I got that good 16.
Okay, that's good enough.
Good 16, boy.
How about you, Erwin?
I
Can't say I'm
also
not
got
having fun.
16.
Okay.
Oh no, it is a 16 off.
Alright, no, you guys, as Erwin, as you're just leaning on the floor of the, what you call, the porch of the estate, and you, Saul, keeping an eye on the kids, you guys see two guards talking. And there appear to be city guards just walking by, and you hear these two guards talking to each other. And then one of the guards said, "This city is crazy, man. You wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you, it's literally insane." And then one of the guard replies, "What makes you say that?" And then the other one replies, "Well, you know, about a few nights ago, a Dragonborn family got murdered and burned from the safety of their home in the Noble District. And then, last night, a farmer was throwing rotten fruits in the alley, and then he saw bodies sitting next to the garbage, on the pile of garbage. Bodies! And if you think that's not the crazy part, he found 6 bodies. 6! And 2 of them were frozen solid, as if a freaking ice dragon blew its breath on it. Will you believe that? and they just walk as you guys hear this.
Saul just rolls his eyes a bit. He's just like, and then he looks at Arduin. And he's just like, I'm assuming you had no actual connections to those folks, or?
No, not at all. Those are just some hired thugs.
No, they're city guards. They're not they don't dress like what you call. They're not dressed like the thugs that ambush you at the orphanage. So they're like city guards. They're actual city
Oh
guards.
no! Me and Arwen were talking. Me and Arwen recognized who they were talking about because we were part of the situation.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is it? And what do you call it? Saul was just being polite. Saul was just like, oh, okay. Well, then I don't have to offer my condolences, but a life is still a life.
Oh yeah.
So I still feel bad about it, nonetheless. But there is no glory in retreat, so I couldn't retreat back then. So no hard feelings, I'm assuming.
No, not with me. I mean, we've been on opposite sides of this, but honestly, I wasn't trying to, looking to cause any bloodshed. It was just, my ex-employer.
Well, I still am not anywhere near comfortable around you. Like, as you can see, he's still holding both his arcane focus and holy symbol. I could quite literally blast you into next week, and there would be nothing to recover. So I'd advise you to not keep your hands away from your weapons or anything, if you can. What else?
I mean, I've been here for at least 12 hours. If I was here to hurt somebody, I probably could have.
Yeah,
So,
but precautions are still precautions.
Understandable. We didn't get off on the best of terms.
Anyway, otherwise Saul is still just scanning around, keeping an eye on everything. Holy symbol and arcane focus in both of each hands. Otherwise, not doing much else.
Oh yeah. And then as you do that, Saul, Mom Ezra Protusin says, "Please, no more magic or whatever that is coming out of your hands, please."
Not to worry, Mama Ezra. Technically, I'm not casting anything right now. In my right hand is just the symbol of cord, and on my left hand is just a simple orb. Both of these are just used to cast magic. It's a precaution just in case, anything actually does happen.
Not in front of the kids. Not anywhere near the kids, please.
Yeah, I understand that.
Thank you. And then she just walks away. Alright, so, inside again, Sheena, Nar, and Narissa. Currently, it is past 9. So, what do you guys do?
Alright, so after some laughter and good times, I have volunteered to follow everyone to town. So I go ahead and splash some water on my face, get the soot off and everything else, and stretch real good, get my coat on, and kind of just make for the door. I say, alright, let's go ahead and seize the day. Carpe that freaking diem.
Okay. So, what about you, Narissa and Sheena? Are you guys following?
I have been ready to go and just get this meeting done.
Okay, and you as well, Sheena?
Yeah, I did say, well, I thought that we were going to start heading towards Mr. Nicholson now.
Okay, so all three of you, Saul, Aaron, Wen, you see that, Saul, I think Saul hasn't seen, you see Narissa all dressed up, basically, with these fancy garments. And behind her is Nar and, Nar and Sheena, basically. So, And then, one of the little girls, Narissa, the little girl that pulled you to the orphanage, looks at you and approaches and says, "You look nice. Wow," and she just touching the garments. Basically.
Oh, thank you so much. Maybe one day you'll grow up and be able to fill in these garments yourself.
Oh, I get to wear them?
One day.
Wow, and he just wide-eyed look at them. And then And then Mom Ezra just interferes and says, "All right, that's enough. Be polite. I'm so sorry." And then she just she's also baffled and she doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know whether to believe that this is just a bribe for you guys, considering you now look like a merchant lord to her in front of her. And then
Mama, you knew my father. I'm so sorry. You knew my father, and so you would know that he would only outfit us with the best of clothes, as I wish to do with all the children. When I regain more power, as
well, that's why I find it hard to believe that this place was a bribe, considering I know your family, and normally your family are not the type of people who accepts bribes. But yeah, well then, good luck, I guess. And he just takes the kids and gives you a nod, Sheena and Nar.
please be safe.
We will. You too. And she just takes the kids and they're playing. Yeah, you guys, Nar and Sheena, you also see the wood elf, Ernwin, who's just leaning on the wall of the estate.
I'm still taking some bacon in my hands and eating it and still going, what's he doing here? Is he coming with us? Is he leaving? Like, what's going on with him?
I think he's supposed to be our chaperone.
It would look terrible if we arrived without him in our wake. So, she looks up at Arnwin and then waves her hand as I come here.
Yeah, Ernwin,
Right.
you see that?
Is there still tension between Arnwin and Saul, though? Like, I feel like some of that might not have died down. Like, I think that's what.
Oh,
the drive-
Saul's not being subtle in the slightest.
Okay. So yeah, you do see that now. I was gonna ask you to roll, but no. Nope.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you guys are all together. So Ernwin.
Alright.
What do you guys do?
So,
Saul just. Oh wait, never mind. What's up?
Saul, I
What's up,
was
Nar?
impressed with your ability to take those hits last time, young sir.
I'm pretty sure all that happened was I got slashed in the chest, but I'd appreciate to avoid that next time. But I'm guessing that's inevitable in our, I guess, line of work at this point.
Pain is unfortunately an inevitable truth as you survive another day.
Oh yeah, I'm just starting to learn that as we progress I guess, progress in our little adventure so far.
Yes, little adventure with growing friends.
Of
I can
course.
learn to enjoy this.
I'm attempting to enjoy this. As you can tell, I'm probably one of the more sheltered out of all of us, not counting Sheena.
All I'm saying is that in it for you is salted meats, and I do appreciate that you enjoy your thinly cooked, deep-fried salted meats. So,
You are not wrong. I definitely do.
I mean, you've got adventure, you've got bacon, and you've got a brand new scar to show off at the tavern. What else could you want?
You're not wrong, I suppose.
There you go. That's the old way of cord. That's right, Stormlord tried and true.
Of course, glory in battle.
Yes.
All right. So what do you guys
So are
do?
we heading straight to
What do you want?
Nicholson's, or can I acquire? Can we head to the market and acquire my diamond just in case things go south?
You know what? Let's make sure we get that diamond because I don't think we have any healing potions. Actually, I want to stop by a potion smith and get a healing potion. On that thought. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the market. I'm going to suggest to everyone, hey, let's go to the market and stock up on healing items because last time that was not something we did think about.
I will ask one favor of anyone who has the coin to spare, since mine will be going to paying this debt.
As you
I
say that,
borrow-
Narissa, as you say that, Mom Eza approaches you and says, "Oh, speaking of coin," and then she grabs you see her grab the bag that you gave her, the 50 gold pieces, and she just hands it back to you. After what you did, maybe it's best that you, considering how much you guys are probably might need it, and she just hands you back the 50 gold pieces that you gave her.
Oh, I thought you would present this to. What was his name? He was so insignificant to our life, but what was that merchant's name?
Mr. Adrian?
Mr. Hadran. I thought you would present the 50 to him, but as you can tell, the situation did not go as intended. So I will be using this towards the $600 gold piece debt that I'm pretty sure will be forced to.
And when you hear this, unless you wanna say something, but yeah. Okay, go on.
So, I'm sorry, I just have to do this. That was just a fan moment. It's literally toss some coin to Norisa or Orphans of Plenty.
Oh god, okay. That's the title of the episode. No, I'm not gonna make it. Alright, so yeah, continue.
Oh, jeez.
Erwin, it's up to you if you want to say something about Mr. Adrian, but I'll let it slide.
I will mention, Mr. Hadran isn't going to be bothering you guys anymore.
Was he sent to a different city?
You could say that. Another city, in another dimension. Kind of a mess.
What are you implying? Please be frank with us.
Mr. Nicholson heard what he did, that whole mess with the cart yesterday, and he wasn't very happy. He got stabbed in the chest.
You guys told me you don't practice Orcus democracy.
You see Mom Ezra just wide-eyed looking at all of you.
That's how you fire somebody from a job at Orcish democracy.
Mr. Hadran didn't survive. There was a lot of blood.
Well, thank you for the heads up that we are actually dealing with a murderous merchant.
So we're dealing with a psychopath then, yeah?
Only if his reputation is on the line, at least it seems like. Since Mr. Hadran was actually working for him and he did all this stuff basically without any sort of permission from his own higher-ups, he was violently, as your friend put it, he was fired.
Okay, so okay, yes.
So she was like, "Is this how city life is for everyone? And out here, this is so strange."
Basically.
Saul just nods and he says, "I suppose you'll get used to it. I had the same shock. It is very odd and very cutthroat. I also don't appreciate it very much."
So, Mom Ezra approaches you guys and says, "So we don't be needing this then," and she just jingles the 50 gold pieces in front of you guys. And then she looks at you, Narisa. "I think you might need this more than we do now."
Yes, I do.
So she just gives it. It's the I guess, here you go. We won't be needing that, I guess.
Trust us with the amount of food that you all have. They'll be covered for a while, and then on our first paycheck, I'll make sure to outfit the children.
Just let us know if, as much as possible, I don't want to give you guys any burden. Just let us know if we need to leave. I know you have other businesses that you need to attend to.
You are no burden.
He just smiles and nods, and then, well then, I guess good luck from wherever you guys are going. And she just nods to all of you and then leaves. Okay, so what do you guys do?
So, I'm going to potion shop because I need healing potions.
Alright, who's going where?
Saul's just like, I also would encourage if we head to the market and equip ourselves for some kind of altercation of breakoutness, because we're dealing with a murderous person.
All of my gold will be going to, quote unquote, paying off this debt. So I would enjoy some coin so that I can buy a disguise kit and hide my snouts.
Narissa, you spent all my gold.
That was your fault.
I remember that. Okay.
Narissa, you paid a man 50 gold when it costs 1 copper to move around town.
That was your fault.
So are you looking at? Are you staring at the 50 gold pieces that Narissa has right now?
I have a spending problem.
No, it was his fault. He gave me the 50. I was bleeding and dying, and I was also very vulnerable. So I did not assume that really $50 gold pieces was going to be that much, and I thought he would assuredly have more. So it is his fault.
You definitely sound like a noble there, Narissa.
If
Anyway,
you're short on funds for a disguise kit, my offer from earlier is still on the table.
What
I
was
will-
it before, the idea of making gold out of things? Wasn't that in the previous session? Or am I
No.
remembering?
Each member of the party starts with 100 gold pieces. So currently, Sheena, you have 100
Yeah.
gold pieces, and
Yeah.
the rest of the party has what they only have left after spending it
Okay.
from the senior sessions.
I was just curious because I wasn't part of it when they were
Yeah.
what
Okay.
they were talking about. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
All right, so as they're going off on their thing, I'm gonna go look for magical items if it's possible to find in the marketplace here.
Okay, so that's 3. Alright, Narissa and Erwin. Where are you guys going? What do we do? Where you guys?
I will allow you to buy me this disguise kit and nothing more.
Alrighty, I suppose I'll let you lead the way then.
I will
Saul's
start-
just like, he like raises his hand like an idiot, and he's just like, wait, I need assistance. I can't buy things on my own. I'm kind of really bad at talking to people.
Come with us.
Alright, so who's going?
He follows
Okay.
you like a lost puppy.
Alright, so where are you guys going first? The market?
Yes, I think we are all heading in the general vicinity of the market.
Okay,
Yes.
so you guys are heading to the market. One moment. All right, so you guys head to the city market. There's lots of vendors, lots of tents, lots of wooden shops selling trinkets. You see vendors and merchants screaming their products. You hear, "Chicken! Buy some chicken here! We have some chicken!" And you see people selling trinkets of different kind. As you hear, "Buy my wares! I have the most glossiest silverwares you would ever find. Buy them, please." As you guys head to the city market. So, who's looking what?
Saul just like pokes Narissa on the shoulder, and he's like, "Hey, Narissa, you're a noble, right?"
Yes.
Okay, so do you know what a jeweler would look like that would sell diamonds and not sell me literal garbage that's just a shiny rock?
She sighs and starts walking in a in a direction, hoping to see a jeweler's.
Okay, roll perception check, Narissa, as you try to find a jewel.
Hey, she's a noble. Would she not just know what one looks like?
Her parents would know. I mean, she knows. It's just that she doesn't technically go there.
Is this a,
I
wait,
got a
we're
15.
we're in a marketplace, right?
Yep. One moment.
Hey, Narissa,
Yes.
I've got an idea. You need money, right?
Yes.
So, being a bard and me being strong, we could do some cool feats with music, and you could get some money.
Okay, I will need a chair though, because unfortunately.
Chair? You don't need a chair. I'll let you stand on my hands.
Oh
That's
no.
okay.
And see up my skirts.
Not really my scene, but thank you for assuming that.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Are you looking or are you gonna perform? Which is it?
Well, and the main point was that I was going to let her stand on my shoulders so she could get everyone could see a good view, and just kind of like keeping her balanced between two hands so that she plays over the crowd. I will just go ahead and keep walking around in circles.
Would
so
that be
everyone
an
gets
acrobatics check for
I-
me?
I
Yeah.
actually have an acrobatic 5 to help you.
Yeah,
Am I-
you can roll on what you call with an advantage.
Yeah, I'll help you with advantage, and my strength's like a 19.
Or,
so-
but you can also refuse because you do see what appears to be some sort of jewelry shop.
oh, nice.
So it's up to you whether you guys wait, where is it?
Well, I already rolled my first saving throw for strength if we need it.
Okay, so it's up to you, Narissa, because you see, what you call, you see this. I just posted this a while ago, so yeah, technically, you
Gem.
yep, you see this.
I suppose a good couple minutes won't hurt for a drafty tune.
Sure. So I go ahead and to make sure that she feels that she's keeping her modesty, I let her blindfold me before she climbs up on my hands, and I raise her up holding her feet.
Okay, so roll is it acrobatics?
I've rolled. So is she rolling acrobatics or am I rolling acrobatics?
It's either you guys roll it separately or one of you rolls with advantage.
Oh, I rolled a 26.
With
We'll
advantage.
go with that one.
Okay. So yeah, without even having a hard time, you managed to lift Narissa with your massive strength, Nar, easily, and like gym class, basically. Just it's easy.
Yep.
And
Super cheerleading 101.
and you
Good
start,
cheerleader.
yeah, you start to see people looking at you as you guys doing this.
Alright, so I'll unclasp my kalimba and start playing a song while singing, I suppose.
Okay, so roll performance check.
Could it be with advantage because she's got such height?
Go Dragons. That's another title of the episode. Okay.
There you go. Go dragons.
Okay, so just a regular
Yep.
performance.
Yeah, it's a regular performance.
23.
23. Nice. Surprisingly, you maintain your balance at the same time while performing. So, people will look at you and
Toss a coin to yourself.
a lot of people approach you and they're not sure whether to be amazed on your performance, Narissa, or the way that a half-orc carrying a noble, what appears like a noble. It's a new look basically at this market, and a lot of people circling around, give you guys a wide out of applause, and then start throwing gold coins at you. So you guys receive 130 gold pieces.
That's some cashitos.
Okay.
Yeah, because you roll a high. You roll high. And
So, yeah.
it helped with Nar carrying Narissa, so that
Crunchy carrots. Anyway.
30 gold pieces. So yeah.
So after her song's done, I'll go ahead and lower her gently. And after that, I unblind my fold myself and see all the gold over the ground. I'm like, holy smokes. Did they throw all this at us?
Yes. Didn't you feel the pinging?
Oh, that's what that was. I thought it was raining.
So, let's count this real quick, and we can use what we need for our purchases, and then whatever's left, maybe we can put towards the 150 for the debt.
Sure, but I think we should prioritize healing, definitely, because might I remind you that while you had performed an impressive feat of disrobing and disarming, you got pretty close to dead, and I don't want to carry back a corpse.
True, that would be...
So let's make sure we got something to pour in your pie hole so that you do not have more holes than you need already on you. So, and besides, I think our team would actually appreciate us both alive. So there you go. Let's put all this money towards getting you something. I have more than enough to at least get myself one potion, and whatever we have left over can go towards our fund, because I have a feeling that once we hit that mine, we might come flushed with a little more cash than we're expecting.
Yes, definitely. So, I know that Saul needs a diamond, so, that is going to be quite pricey.
Saul chimes in. He's like, "Oh, I only need a small diamond worth 50 gold pieces. I can cover that myself.
Well,
It's just insurance, just in
let's
case
talk
something goes bad."
So let's take that 34, I'll throw in an extra 4, so that's 38. So Saul, there you go, 38 gold to get you started towards that 50 diamond. Does that agree?
Okay, Saul now has, I guess, 103 gold now.
Hey, that's enough. So there we go.
Okay.
So, I would like to go with him just because I do have some bartering skills.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I will go ahead and head to the potion shop while you both are doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Sheena.
So I go ahead.
Saul tries to beckon to Sheena, I guess.
Okay. Sheena?
Sheena, did you need any components that are jewels or anything, or what spells do you use specifically?
I do. I need a pearl, and I need a feather.
We'll probably find that at the jeweler as well then.
Okay.
Because as much as jewelers are meant for nobles, they're also hodgepodges for wizards as well, due to the fact that jewelry is pretty, but it's also more or less components for those that are of arcane talents.
Oh, we usually just earn them in our classes as we were forging our spells in school at the academy.
Once you're on about in the world, you kind of have to acquire them on your own usually. That's why being a wizard is an easy way to become very poor.
I can tell. I can tell.
Okay.
Well then, Saul just lets Narissa and, the ones that are better at talking lead the way to the jeweler, because he's his awkward self.
Okay, so you guys head to the jeweler, and you see this what you call fancy building that has spikes, that has brown what you call light brown stone with a dark bluish aquamarine roof that has spikes jutting out. You see the edges of this building has a gold trim in it, and has a sign that is made of gold and carved into it by and painted with ink, the enchanting gem.
Look, guys, I match.
Huh, you do match, huh?
So as you guys enter, you see that this floor is carpeted. It is red carpeted, and there are lots of display cases. As you see, out of everyone here, you guys are the only one who is different because everyone here doesn't look like they're probably from a rich family, so nobles, except for Narissa, obviously. But there's only a few people here. There's people with black, like butler type uniforms assisting the customers, and you see this person, this butler with black hair, black sleek hair, human, with a goatee and with a mustache and a goatee, fair skin, beautiful black robes, and like a butler, and then approaches you and says, "Why, hello there. Welcome to the Enchanting Gem. How may I be of service?"
Hello, sir. I am looking for a pearl and a diamond worth, how much did you say,
Well,
needed?
50 gold pieces.
He needs the 50 gold pieces. Gold pieces of 50.
Saul says 50 gold pieces.
are you guys whispering in front of me?
The owl was just my 50 gold pieces.
You guys are.
Nerissa attempts to hold back her laughter. My mercenaries here who are to protect me need some outfitting and some components.
Of course,
Can
of
you
course.
show me some pearls and diamonds worth about 50 gold pieces?
Well, I'm not sure about diamonds, but we have pearls. And then he showed you a tray. You see this display case with gold trim and glass, and you see that there are diamonds and pearls. The diamonds are like fist size, so they're like this big, basically. They're
Wait,
like,
why are they fist-sized?
They're big. They're uncut, basically.
Giant pearls.
No, not the pearls, but the diamonds. You see diamonds that are fist size, not pearls.
Why are they
Sorry.
uncut?
Yeah, so they're basically uncut. And what you call, he gestures to the diamonds and says, "The cheapest diamonds we have is 500 gold pieces."
Oh, wait.
Oh, I
Okay,
assure
can't you just cut them? Wait.
You just cut me off like a 50 gold coin piece out of that thing right there.
I mean, yes, but that will also add service fee.
Well, skilled labor, the standard rate for skilled labor is 2 gold pieces a workday. How many workdays do I have to pay for? Saul, just feeling flabbergasted, just opens his mouth even though Narissa's the one
We can have
bargaining.
it by the end of the day.
Well, then that would be... Saul just whispers to Narissa and he's like, that would be 52 gold pieces, wouldn't it? Wait, am I missing something? I'm so confused, Narissa. Please help me.
That will be 55. The service
Surely,
fee is 5
sir,
gold pieces.
Surely you've had cut gems prior to these, making such beautiful crafts of jewelry. Please, if you can, show me some that are much smaller.
This is the smallest we have at the current time.
You're not rich
Wait,
enough.
they don't just have a ring?
We
I'll
have
take
rings.
a ring if I have to.
Oh, you want? We have rings. If you're looking for a ring, then technically we have rings. But we don't
Narissa,
have.
please just get me a ring and make sure I don't lose all my money.
Can I see
The way you ask
diamond
that,
set
dude.
of ring about
My money!
about maybe a 0.10 size carat?
Well, let's see here, and he starts to look around. If you want a ring, that would take you upon. It would be a lot expensive considering the rings we have are made of gold and silver. Unless you want, if you have 80 gold pieces on your person right now.
I'm not here.
Narissa, bargain for the 81. Bargain, please. Please, Narissa, please.
Definitely like to see what you have in stock. I know, and I show them my signet ring. I would like something with a band of about 15 .10 diamonds, carat diamonds. This one cost me about 70 gold pieces. Do you have anything similar?
Well, if you're, do you show her your insignia ring?
Yes.
If that's the case, then we can have it half price, Miss Blackwood. If that's, we can have it half price. So if you want a ring, that would be 40 gold pieces for the ring.
I really do appreciate that, the discount of sorts. If you throw in that pearl, I will give you the said 50 from earlier.
Roll persuasion check.
Oh yes, she literally just got her subclass. She's really good at these now.
24.
Wow, 24. Well then, how about this? Make it 60, and tell the other nobles that the enchanting gem will be happy enough to provide for their gem needs.
Oh,
You see, like Saul just get jittery, and he's like, "I could do 60. I could do 60."
Definitely. 60 gold pieces works perfectly. And I will be meeting with Mr. Sir Nicholson. Yes, Sir Nicholson.
Of course.
Today. So I will forward on the knowledge that you're willing to outfit them.
Excellent. Thank you. My pleasure doing service with you, Miss Blackwood. And she just grabs a tray, and you see him grab the golden ring with a diamond on top, with a 10-carat diamond, and a small pearl. And then she slides you the silver tray, and then he looks at you and says, "Do you want it as a present, as a gift? Do you want us to package it?"
Oh, I'll walk out wearing it.
Excellent. And then she just hands it to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So add it to your inventory. You have a 50 gold worth pearl and an 80 gold worth diamond ring with a golden ring with a diamond on it. There you go. Anything else, my lady?
Well,
Is there anything else to outfit you all?
Oh, I do have something that I'd like to ask for.
Okay.
What is that?
Silver iron.
Silver what?
Oh, your mic is really like dying. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Sorry, silver? Are you looking for silver?
Yeah, silver.
Well,
iron.
let's see, silver. Well, we unfortunately we're ran out. We only have gold. We're out of silver at this moment. So,
I don't suppose that you have a sheet of silver in the back. That wouldn't cost too much.
Unfortunately, let's see here. The one we have? Unfortunately, no. We are out of stock here in terms of silver. Okay. We have gold. The listing we have is gold, and it's quite expensive.
Okay. Maybe for another time then.
I do appreciate all of your hospitality today. Please let us know when you will be receiving some silver and iron shipments.
We can have it delivered to your estate, my lady, if that's what you need. You just let us know where you live, and we will have it delivered in front of your doorstep.
Well, how about you contact the elder when the shipment arrives?
Yep, the Tortle Elder.
Of course, we can do that. That could be arranged.
All right, thank you so much. And may I ask your name for future reference?
One moment as I check my notes. Where is it?
His name is NPC number 7.
NPC General Entity. Where is it? My name is Mr. Dominic Autumn. Dominic Autumn. I'm gonna have it in chat so you guys see that.
What race is Dominic?
There you go.
Dominic is there. You go.
It's in chat.
Dominic.
Well, I appreciate your business today, Mr. Dominic Autumn.
You too, madam.
I will be waiting for your message of arrival of shipment.
Of course, you can have my word. It will be delivered to you shortly once we have them.
Alright. I will turn to start exiting the building.
Okay, so what you guys do is Narissa leaves.
Saul will follow, extra giddy.
Okay,
Like I said, he's doing the Carlton. He's just like
jumping with his foot on the air in midair.
Right.
Okay, so you guys leave. What do you guys are gonna look for next?
Saul just says, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Straight out of the gems, straight out of the jewelers, I will go ahead and pass off the pearl and the gold ring with the diamond, and tell them their true prices.
Yep.
Okay, Saul puts on the diamond ring, and he's like, okay, so then I should be able to, just in case things go sour, I should be able to erase one person from this mortal coil if push comes to shove.
We are not resorting to those extents.
Well, no, it's just a backup.
I'd rather it not be, but okay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to be peaceful, but it just makes me feel safer, is all.
Okay. And next is potions, I gather?
All right, who's
Yeah.
looking for potions?
Yeah, I should have been there by now. I'm guessing while they were doing all this.
Okay, roll perception check. Nar.
Perception check. 12.
12. You don't see a potion store necessarily, but you do see a purple tent with hanging lights inside this, and it has a name that says, where is it? It has a name that says the Mythic Shop.
Okay. So I go ahead and duck into the tent and go, hello, I am in need of healing goods.
As you go inside this tent, you see bottles of strange liquids with different variety of colors. You also see scrolls. You see weapons, daggers, boots, and armors of different sorts and kinds. And approaches you is a man wearing with a black robes and a black hat, like Jafar from Aladdin, basically.
Oh god.
With curved mustache and beard, and says, "Why, hello, dear big man. Welcome to my tent, the Mythic Shop. My name is Drulius the Magnificent. How may I be of service?"
Yes, I would like, do you carry any potions of healing?
As a matter of fact, I do. I have 6.
I'll buy 2.
Excellent. 2 it is. Is there anything else you want to buy?
I'll throw an extra gold coin in for some information.
What information is this you're looking for?
Well, I'll ask the question after I give you the gold.
Persuasion check.
And that is 20.
Okay.
Not natural.
Okay. He goes, "Well then, sure. Take it away.
Okay.
What do you want to know?"
So my question is, being an elite potionsmith such as yourself,
Why, of course.
where do you wind up getting most of your components from?
Well, I get it from different types of, different types of suppliers to make sure that my competitors don't catch up with me.
Fair enough. But do you have any soul people that contribute to your business directly? That's the main thing I'm wondering.
Well, that depends. I cannot tell you my resources, considering I'm not sure if you're working for a competitor. No offense.
Oh, none taken. But I mean, it's also one of those things that this gold coin did buy at least a first name.
Well, I have different varies. Some are from different parts of the continent. I have people from Craghammer. I have people from Whitestone. I have people from all parts of Taldore.
That's fair. Well,
Golden. He just smiles.
Alright. He hands the gold off. What's the damage of the 2 potions?
So you have 2 regular healing potions.
Yes.
So let me just check. So that's 50. Did I assign that as 50? I think I did.
Per player handbook, it's 50. It's
Yeah.
up to DM with haggling.
Because I mean, I can try to hack a little bit.
Well, it's up to DM whether or not he wants them to be slightly more than 50. If haggling is
okay. Yeah. I did say. Yep. So are you gonna try to persuade?
Yep, I'm going to. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll a... Ooh, another 20.
What do you say?
So I go ahead and tell him, it's like, look, so I've already given you a free gold for just a little bit of work. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you this.
Okay.
I like your style, sir. You don't judge based on looks.
Of
So
course.
I am offering you exclusive purchasing rights. So which means that I'm going to be coming to you for all of my potions from now on.
Well, I'm only the best.
Only the best. So obviously, as your new best customer, you could maybe shave a little bit off of the usual rate, because after all, we want to show the world, since me, a berserker, going out in the combat, gets fatally wounded, has to go ahead and down one of these magnificent and very potent potions, and just pops up with vim and vigor to finish off his foe in a matter of blows. I mean, that's business that sells itself.
How about 80 gold pieces then for the entire set? Sounds good.
Oh, 6? Or for 2?
For 2. Oh, for 6? Well then, if that's
I thought
for
you said
6,
entire-
that's
You said the entire set. I'm like, that's 6 potions. Like, no, I just need 2.
correction for the entire set that you bought.
Okay, so 2 potions, 80 gold coin. Yeah, let's do it. Shake.
Okay, he shakes your hand. Well, it was nice doing business with you, my good man.
Oh,
Please
indeed.
come back again soon.
Oh, you know it. I just told you I would.
Excellent, excellent. I'll be happy to see you again. Thank you for the purchase. And he just goes back and behind the tent. Yeah, and you're left alone with 2 regular healing potions. And deduct 80 gold pieces on your money.
I just did.
Okay.
Fantastic. So I walk out of the tent probably as they're just about
Wait,
to come up to
did you still have enough gold? Because you also give gold to the city guards back at the orphanage, right?
it. Oh, yeah.
How much did
I
you
already
give?
marked it down.
Oh, you marked it. Okay, you marked it. Okay.
I actually have 23 gold coins left after all that was said and done.
Oh,
Plus
okay.
the gift that we got from the elder Eldraharis.
Okay. You're 50.
And everything else. So with all that was given, donated, and what thus and does not, yeah, that's what I've got. And the 23 gold coins will probably, 20 of them will go towards Narissa's Save the Kids Fund. So,
Yeah, Saul's down to 43, and that will probably also go to Nurse's Save the Kids Fund.
Save the kids. Okay, so yeah, you leave the tent.
yeah, for the children. So,
Alright, so you guys leave the tent.
yep. So I leave the tent. I guess they come up to the tent while I'm getting out of it. I'm like, oh, hey. Just,
Okay.
did a little.
So you guys see Nar leaving the tent as well.
So,
Oh, hello,
So-
Nar. How did the purchasing go?
oh, not too bad. I just used my sparkling good looks. and got myself a nice discount. So, yeah, looking forward to trying out. Pulls up 2 healing potions and goes click, click. These bad boys. The next time one of us is about to go down.
Okay. What do you guys do? Anything else?
I want to find a disguise kit.
Okay, so you do see a shop that Nar just left in.
Okay.
Okay, you go there again, and then this man approaches you and says, well, look at here. Could be a noble, perhaps. And then she just wraps his hands and says, what can I do for you, my fine lady?
Okay.
Hello.
Nice. Can I help with this situation? I want to enhance it.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and so I'm going to say, mind your tongue, cur. This is the fair lady Narisa that you were talking to.
Oh.
Only the most resplendent of dresses must come from your mouth.
Oh, I see. My apologies. And then he bows down. My apologies. I did not know. So, what can I do for you?
I'm in the market to find myself a disguise kit to hide my hideous snout.
Disguise kit. Interesting purchase. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in market currently. I deeply apologize. I do have something that could potentially hide your looks if you're currently worried about the way you look, my lady. I have a hat of disguise.
Oh, a hat of disguise.
Yes. For only 500 gold pieces, you will claim it. But, considering you're a fair lady yourself, my Miss Narisa, as your tiefling friend here, I'll be happy to give it to you for 400 gold pieces.
I apologize, but that seems a little exorbitant.
I deliberately do a spit take. I just act like I'm drinking. Really? Did you not just hear me address this as the resplendent?
I gave it an offer! 400 gold pieces!
400 gold pieces? What's the normal price, sir, huh?
It's
300 gold pieces?
No, it's 500 gold pieces! It's a hat of disguise. It's a powerful relical item. It can literally potentially not just hide her snout, but her entire look. Entirely.
Wait. So you're implying that she's not good enough to show her face in public?
No,
now?
of course not. That is not potentially what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, in case she wanted to look more gorgeous than ever before, then she could possibly do it with a flick of a finger. By just wearing this hat.
I know I'm ugly, but...
No, please! And he just looks at you back and forth as he's currently saying, please!
I'm using intimidate now. It's like, oh, you're making my noble cry.
Okay, roll persuasion check, Narisa with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't give the bard advantage.
It's like, what was it? 30? 39?
I got a 22.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Okay, he thinks for a moment and says, okay, 300. That's the last price I can give you. 300 gold pieces. Nothing more. Listen, I have a business to maintain here. If I go any lower, my business will fail. 300, that's the goodest price I can offer you. He just looks at you.
Narisa's just gonna turn to Nar real quick and be like, is it really worth it?
You're still crying. Those poor sweet tears must never touch the ground.
Please, I'm telling you, I'm just maintaining my business. That's way too much if I go any lower. My business will literally fail me.
Did you just tell me she's paying too much now?
No, that's not entirely what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I have a business to maintain.
Oh, I know you have a business to maintain, and as you know, because you have seen her splendor in person, you know firsthand that Narissa is the peak and pinnacle of society. I mean, look at these lavish robes, the poise in her walk. I mean, come on, everyone, please. Everybody, clap at her presence. I'm trying to encourage everyone to clap.
Okay,
You
is
know.
everyone...
Is everyone helping me with this?
Saul
She's turning her
claps.
face, making her ring extremely noticeable.
Okay, Narissa, I want you to roll this time a straight roll of persuasion to see how low.
How low can we go?
Yep. This will be the last, basically.
17.
17. He's gonna...
Okay, come on, the claps have to at least let her roll for advantage.
Okay, half price. 250. That's the least I can go. Nothing more now, penny less. I will definitely lose my business. Please, I'm begging you.
Okay, that's pretty much cost. So, I'd go to that. It's like, Fair Lady Narissa, he is offering at cost this priceless item. Doesn't that please you?
250. If I literally pay you, if I go beyond that, I'm gonna lose my job.
I know. I have a meeting with Sir Nicholson today. I mean,
As much as I want to help you, my lady, I know you have your needs, but so do I. And if I pay you lower than that, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. 250 is the best I can give to you.
I'll give Narissa my 23.
Saul just gives him his 43 because now he's curious what this item is. So what was that? 23 plus 43?
so I have 130 plus 23 plus 43. That's 196 currently.
So you need...
The Arnwin said he's gonna spot the rest.
Yeah, I will be slipping you the difference because I currently have 213 gold pieces.
Okay, so...
I
There you go.
suppose 225 would be the best deal I could get. If you could do that for me. If not, then I suppose the 250.
Are you really doing this?
She,
Oh my god,
you see the merchant about to cry, thinking the future of his establishment is thinking to accept the offer and says,
I can't handle this anymore, so I'm just like, okay, sir.
you see him he's literally in the bridge of crying as he's wide
So I
eyed.
go ahead, it's like, we will do 225, and I will throw in.
225.
No, it's like we will do 225, but I will throw in a very special artifact of my own.
He looks at
And
you.
He heaves a massive bear trap out of his pack and goes and says, "This bear trap right here was gifted to me by the clan Stromslasher up in the graying wastes of Wildmount.
Okay.
So
uh-huh.
it has tasted mammoth blood several times and has been imbued with their strength. Whatever steps into this trap will instantly break an ankle. I guarantee it."
He gives you a look and with a questionable look and says, "I don't know what that is.
It's a bear
I don't
trap.
know what that Storm Slasher is.
You don't know Clan Stormslasher?
No.
Well, let me tell you, Clan Stormslasher
Listen,
is a...
250 is the best I can offer you, my good friend. Anything lower than that, and I'm dead.
Narissa, stop torturing this poor lad.
Please, I have a business to maintain as well.
She was like out of her stupor because she's amazed at everything in the shop, and she's like, "You need more gold? Here, I'll give you some gold. Nara, put that away. That's no good here."
Okay, how much are you guys giving?
I'll give her the remaining balance. I'll give her 25.
So she has 250 now.
Okay, so deduct 25 gold pieces.
Yep, that's
Katie.
250 gold pieces total for that kit.
All right.
I don't think it's a kit. It was a magic
yeah,
item. I
it's
think.
a
The magic item,
yeah, it's
right.
a hat of disguise. It's a magical item.
It is the hat. There you go. So congratulations, Bart. You have a hat.
Thank you so much.
He just accepts the gold, and you see him in the verge of crying. And
Trust
then,
us, sir. With your kindness you have granted us today, we will definitely be coming back here for all of our wares. Definitely. If you have what we need, we will be here.
he just nods at you.
I will
Well,
also spread the knowledge of your shop to every noble I know. That includes Sir Nicholasson himself.
Thank you. That would be helpful. Thank you. He's just in the verge of crying.
I pat my tears.
Okay.
So just because now I'm curious because like all right, so after we leave the shop, I go ahead and go look at Nerissa. It's like, okay, since I am flat broke now because we got you this special hat, I definitely want to try it on before you do.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's an attunement, right? Armani, Hat of Disguise requires attunement.
It is attunement, yeah.
Yeah, you have to take time. It's gonna take you time.
It takes the issue with giving this item is that it takes a whole long rest, so we have to delay our meeting for a whole 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's going to use it, we have to delay our thing for 8 hours, so which means that I can't do it either. I'm like, oh man, you know what? After this meeting, I'm going to try it out because I have always wanted to see what I would look like without horns.
That would
And-
take a whole 16 hours because she'd have to take a long rest to unattune to it, and then you'd have to take a long rest to
Yeah.
attune to it.
Oh, magic, not as much fun.
It takes time.
It's okay, but he's like, all right. I'm still trying the hat on, even though it's not going to attune to me. So he puts the hat on, and it doesn't fit quite right because of the horns. And he's like, he just puts it on one horn, and it just hangs there. It's like, okay. Get it on.
Okay, he just like a tiefling with a hat, with a horn,
Yeah.
poking in the middle of your horns.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work.
I know.
He
but
looks
it makes me
derpy,
feel better.
basically, Sheena.
Yeah. So I just hand the hat off. I'm like, okay. But I definitely need some coin, people. I just blew everything I've got.
Okay. So what do you guys
I'm
do
lucky
then?
enough that I've still got food and everything else, but
More coin with our upcoming quests. But as far as this hat, I would like to attune to it, but in the meantime, is there any way we can find somebody that has a disguise kit? Because, well, let's face it, I'm not the prettiest thing.
I would argue that I'm less good looking than you are. And my charisma makes up for it. So I think that with your high enough charisma score, people will look at you and be like, oh, but what a sparkling personality.
Saul just looks at everyone and he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm the ugliest.
Why?
And
Because you're human?
I think that she would just go, I don't even know what the difference between pretty and ugly is. I'm a dragonborn, so.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Narissa, after no one's giving you weird looks, they're more intimidated to look at Nar, basically, and sometimes Sheena for her height and being a dragonborn. So normally, no one's paying too much attention to your looks. You do see different types of people. You see elves, you see dwarves, you see gnomes. So technically, it's a mash of looks, basically. So you get that much.
Okay, damn.
But you have now a hat of disguise.
Yeah, and a really great price.
Mhm. Totally great price. Too bad for that merchant.
If you guys think that I look perfectly fine and presentable for Nicholson, then I guess we shall be on our way, but
I'm
You have
covered
my
in
reservation.
spikes and I have horns sticking out of my head, and I lack pupils. I mean, if I can get along in society without too many people staring at me, I'm hoping. It just looks kind of around. It's like
Yeah, people are
you'll be
still staring
fine.
at you, Nar, from time to time.
Yeah, so it's like you'll make it. You'll be all right. Just right clothes, little perfume, voila, no problems.
Okay. Onward we go then.
Okay, so you guys are going to Mr. Nicholson, correct?
Yep.
Alright, so as you guys walk, you start to enter the business district of the, what you call... One moment. So, you guys start to enter the business district of the city, and you guys see this place as you enter. So if you guys see the house on my left, basically the one with the green roof, that's it says Overspire Mines basically, and as you guys know, that is Mr. Nicholson's, or at least as Nar know, that is Mr. Nicholson's mines.
That's his mind.
Or at least the place where he works at. You start to enter, it is close to the palace, as you guys to see the gate that leads straight to the Empire's palace. So,
Wow. He is of high nobility.
he is a merchant lord.
Okay, so I suppose.
So what's
we
the plan,
start walking
everyone?
up to the door?
Okay, Nerissa opens the door, and as you open it, you see an office, basically, and you see on the side there are stairs on the right, and there appears to be there's windows, giant windows, about I would say 10 to 15 feet tall windows. There's a red couch on the corner. There's plants, what you call plant vases, and then on the side you see in front of you is a secretary table, and you see the woman, basically. The woman with blonde hair, glossy purple dress, pointy ears, and half elf, wearing glasses and reading papers. And as you open the door hits a bell, like some sort of doorbell. Ding, 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 and she looks at you and says, Ma'am Nerissa, excellent. You're here. Mr. Nicholson is waiting for you. He was expecting you.
Tardiness?
Do you want me to escort you to Mr. Nicholson?
Yes, please do.
Are your friends coming as well? As he gestures the entire group of people with you, and he looks at you, Erwin, and says, Mr. Erwin, as well.
I would enjoy some accompaniment, but
So
what is topical for you?
So, am I escorting all 5 of you to Mr. Nicholson?
Saul just opens his mouth. He's like, I prefer to accompany Nerissa to the meeting.
Yep, do it.
And he looks at you, Sheena.
He says, I've been excited to meet this person.
Okay, and he looks at you, Erwin, and Erwin, I'm guessing you're coming as well?
Yes, I'll be coming with as well.
The secretary nods, this elven woman nods and says, well then, please follow me, right this way. And she gestures you and takes you and escorts you on top of the second floor. And then you guys walk a long hallway, and at the right corner, at the right wall, you guys see this curved brown door with intricate curved lines and carvings. And then he opens the doors real quick, and then he looks back at all 5 of you and says, please, one moment, I'll let Mr. Nicholson know that you're already here. And then he goes inside, closes the door. You guys wait for a few moments, I guess 1 or 2 minutes, And then after waiting, the door opens, and the secretary comes out and says, "Mr. Nicholson will be seeing you now. Please come in." And she opens the door for you guys to go inside.
Thank you kindly. As Narissa enters the room, she bows and purses her hands together, saying, "Be pleased, Sir Nicholson."
She smiles, and then as you guys all enter, you guys see this gigantic ass room. The entire, I would say, majority of the second floor is half of this, half of this room. As you guys see, carpeted walls, carpeted flooring, and then white walls, white marble, white stone walls, and you see plaques. When hunters display their trophies when they hunt, but rather than heads of animals, you see gems, all sorts of gems. You see ores of different kinds. You see silvers, you see gold ores, you see diamonds, just displayed there for, you're not sure, ready for wealth or just for pride, basically. As you see them all displayed neatly on one side of the wall. On the other side, you see books. You see a bookshelf of some sort. And then in the middle of this room, behind behind him, in front of you are glass planes, giant glass windows. And on this middle of this room, you see a beautiful oak desk and a giant red cushion chair. And sitting is a human man that looks like, with that being said, he looks like this guy. So now you know what they look like. So you see Mr. Nicholson, and of course the woman is the secretary. You see Mr. Nicholson, Mr. Nicholson counting money as there are stacks of coins. Stacks of coins on the table. You see him wearing this reddish glossy robe and a fur coat, a red merchant hat basically, and this necklace that has a golden bell on top on the body. And he appears to be counting coins, and you see the secretary approach this merchant lord and says, Mr. Nicholson, your guests are here. Miss Narissa is here. And she gestures to you, Narissa and your friends. And then he slowly looks up to you and says, Erwin, you did a fine job. Thank you. Hello, Miss Narissa. You must be sorry for the mess. I'm just doing business, as you might not know.
A messy room only means you've been working hard.
Well, as you all know, business. So, thank you for coming. Please, sit. See.
Okay, I will go ahead and sit on...
there's a red cushion chair as well.
Okay. I'll sit on the chair and cross my ankles and sit properly.
Okay, so who else is sitting? Is everyone else standing?
Well, I'm standing because I doubt there's a chair big enough to accommodate me.
Okay, so
Saul is also standing because he's just uneasy.
Okay. And how about you, Nar and Erwin?
Arwen's gonna go stand like by the bookshelf, just stay kind of out of the way, so I'm not like so people don't feel like I'm being aggressive or too on one side.
So, following the example of what he's doing, I'm just going to go ahead and go off to a corner. Okay. I'm going to pull out my greatsword, and I'm going to sharpen it while listening to the proposals.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of swinging against the corner and just sharpening my greatsword.
Okay. So, Narissa, this merchant lord, Mr. Nicholson, looks at you and says, So, business. Isn't that correct, Mr. Risa? I've heard that you have problems with my, how should I say this, business partner, Mr. Hadran. And he told me that a slight issue occurred when he had problems with one of your friends that punched his face back at the orphanage, perhaps.
Oh, yes, I do apologize for that incident. We have someone in our midst who believes in the orcish way of handling situations and is not necessarily the most, how you say, civilized.
I see.
I just give a big old toothy grin, looking at them dead-eyed, and just go back to sharpening.
Okay, he looks at them and says, before we continue, I suppose your people are hungry from your travel here. Maybe a few wine and some pastries will be enough to suit your, your appetite of some kind. And then he claps and he looks at Sasha, his secretary. Sasha, wine and bread, please. Yes, Mr. Nicholson. And then he looks at you, Miss Narissa, and says, Miss Narissa, you should definitely try the what you call the chocolate pastries we have. We call them sugar buns. You will definitely love them. It's the best pastries here in the city. They're like giant fluffy bread with cocoa melted beans inside with melted sugar on top. You will surely love them.
It has been such a long time since my father allowed me to try sugar buns, but it is not what my palate calls for today. I do apologize, but I will have to decline a meal since I did eat prior to coming.
And he looks at your friends. What about your friends, perhaps? Or how about some wine?
I go ahead and say it's like, my hunger for blood knows no bounds, and then I just continue to keep sharpening.
Okay.
Saul just says, I must politely decline as well. I've also had breakfast, and as an acolyte, I don't exactly overindulge in the finer things in life.
He looks at you, Sheena.
I say reluctantly no, because I'm going to follow the lead of my companions and just say, no, I won't have one.
I see. How about you, my friend Erwin? Wine?
I'll take one. It sounds actually pretty good, and I haven't had anything sweet in a while.
More for us, I guess. And then he just claps and looks at his secretary. Sasha, just wine. And his secretary just nods and goes downstairs. Wait guys a moment, and then the secretary comes back with some fine bottled wine and just pours both Erwin and Mr. Nicholson, sorry.
Eats.
So, business. I just want to assure you, Miss Narissa, that there will be no problem hopefully on both of our end. The problem with Mr. Hadran has been taken care of personally and hopefully permanently. As he looks at Mr. at Erwin.
As I've heard slightly, you did have him fired, and I do appreciate it, as he did cause quite a commotion for my compatriots and I. But of course, since he made that commotion for us, we were incapable of gathering the funds to pay you in full today.
Well, with that being said, maybe we can make a deal together, Miss Narissa. How's about that? I mean, I'm pretty sure we're both nobles here, and nobles work in business. We could potentially make a deal, an agreement of some sort, perhaps.
And when I hear that, I just stand up,
Okay.
sword back on my back, and I sit down at the table and say, I heard a deal.
Yes, a deal. He slowly, awkwardly looks at you, Nar.
And I just look at him deadpan, waiting for him to speak.
Is there anyone else gotta say anything? Is Norris going?
Saul's leaving it to the more charismatic folks, as again, this is outside his element.
Okay, how about you, Sheena and Erwin?
I'm gonna move over towards the books a little bit. I'm gonna keep an eye out to see if I might feel any kind of negativity as the talking goes on over the deal.
Okay. Erwin.
I'm just off back by the bookshelf, observing and eating my pastry.
Okay. So as this happens, says, well, like I said, sometimes my business partners, when they're enticed with gold, sometimes forget their manners, and that is what you call a problem on my part. Sometimes business are not perfect, but we make them work on a better scale. So I'm willing to give you guys an offer at considering you're protecting an orphanage from paying tax, which I find quite generous and I would say surprising, but considering the past history of Mom Nerissa's, I would say Miss Nerissa's family here, I wouldn't be surprised. How about this? We make a deal. First, I do not charge the orphanage any tax at all, as long as they live.
Go on.
But in exchange, I would highly request that I don't want anyone. He points at you, Nerissa, and then he gestures to your friends, to your other 3 friends, that I don't want anyone and your friends, Miss Nerissa, anywhere near my business. Ever again.
So, with that, I put my hand on the table
Okay.
and just kind of lean forward and I say, I think we're going to sweeten that pot a little bit better.
That's as sweetened as it can get.
Oh no, it's going to get sweeter.
I didn't, and then he looks at you, Mr. Issa. I didn't know that this was your speaker. I thought I was talking to another noble, not another tiefling, Miss Nerissa.
I just went ahead. So my intimidation is 21.
Oh, okay, you're on intimidation. He starts sweating a bit.
I don't like the way you're talking to my mistress. I think that you need to know something.
Well,
Your
okay.
subordinate disrespected my mistress.
Okay, Mar.
He tasted the floor.
And he is punished
Oh, he's dead.
permanently. Well,
I've heard.
you could say that, but more like I prefer the word dismissed.
If you like dismissed, we can do that. So, you want to have us dismissed from your businesses, is what I just heard. Now, how do we know that?
Let's just
You're
say
not
I
going-
prefer the word. I prefer the word privacy.
No.
You want your privacy.
Yes, I have my reputation here, my good man, and sometimes you could say whatever bad things that comes up in your head, and sometimes business could be perfect, but it's business. Business is business. Sometimes people don't like tax, but tax helps the city grow. It is what it is. Doesn't mean people have to like it, it's just how it works. In order for the city to grow, we need money. And sometimes even those people can't provide money, but that's just how it works. It's called business. If they can't provide money, we can't provide for them. We do all the work around here. We pay the city guards. We maintain the buildings. We fix the bridges. We maintain the city walls that protect the people from whatever beastly creatures that surrounds it. We make sure they're safe.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I
You
appreciate.
do sound like a very busy sir, Mr. Nicholson.
Why, of course.
I do hope my compatriot holds his tongue slightly, though.
He will.
For a slight moment. We did not come in here with hostility, and nor will we leave with hostility, Nar. So please, calm yourself.
Oh, I apologize. You see, my not so soft presence often denotes more hostility than is actually being addressed. Sorry, being raised in the graying wastes will do that. But what I'm thinking, I'm hearing is that you had said that you pay the guards, and you make sure that
Well, yes.
you're able to conduct your business.
I pay the guards to do their job. It's not the people who pays them, it's the merchants. And I'm a merchant lord. That is my job, to make sure that they do their job when they get paid. And like I said, Miss Narissa, it's just business. Sometimes business makes mistakes, but it is what it is. And speaking of hostility, I'm pretty sure you people being hostile won't end up in your favor. As he rings his bell, you see the gold bell rings, and the door opens. You see 4 city guards now waiting outside on the other end of the room.
So I go ahead and tell him this. It's like, I appreciate that you pay for the services of people to go away, and you made a nice offer with leaving the orphanage alone.
Like
But
I
I'm
said,
thinking
business.
I appreciate your business. I appreciate your business very much. But I also realize that I motion towards Arwen over in the corner. I say, I also realize he's paid very generously, and I'm always looking for work. So my question is,
Go ahead.
what am I worth to you?
Well, that depends on your loyalty and how good you are at what you do. Are you
You
good
can
at...
ask Narissa. I am as loyal as they come.
He looks at you, Narissa.
I nod. So, yes, he is very reliable when it comes to his work. Of course, he is my mercenary, and I would not enjoy giving his services away. I am also not enjoying the fact that he is speaking so much in a meeting between you and me. So I will ask him to leave the room until meeting is over. Is that fine with you, Nar?
Whatever the lady bids, because the coin always talks. And I stand up, push the chair in, give a bow, and push past the guards.
Okay, the guards give you what you call a straight look as you pass by them. One of them does follow you, Nar,
Okay.
and is waiting outside with you.
After I'm outside the door, I just don't let him exit. I just stand outside the door, and he's like, if he's standing there looking at me dead in the face, I'm just like, oh,
Okay.
I was told to leave the room. I am outside the room now.
So you trap them inside? Is that what I'm getting?
Oh, yeah, I'm trapped them inside. They're stuck in there.
Okay, so the city guards try to push. Make a strength check. The city guard is also gonna make one.
Nat 20?
What? Okay,
So,
the city guard is pushing. It's
natural-
like it's not budging.
Nat 20 plus 4, so 24.
He's not pushing, and he's awkwardly looking at Mr. Nicholson with a scared look as he's trying to push the door, and the door is not opening. Mr. Nicholson looks at you, Narissa, and says, "I sure hope your friend is not doing any funny business, Miss Narissa. As we all know,
Oh, no,
that's not good for business." Are you still there? You left the room.
Yeah, I did. I'm just
Yeah.
boxing the door. They can't get out.
I would hope he's not. Of course, as you can tell, I don't have much control over his actions. Something I will need to talk with him later about. But Sir Nicholson, I do hear your deal. I had no intention on really introducing myself to you until I was approached by your secretary. Well,
Of course.
I correct myself. I meant to come and apologize for my mercenary Nar's behavior with Mr.
Well-
Hadron.
I see. Sometimes discipline is the problem. I have my own misfortunes with dealing with people as well.
But I do appreciate the offer of letting the orphanage go tax-free. I also do agree with leaving your business alone. Of course, please know that if it does start interfering with me, the orphanage, or any of that, we will have some very unwelcomed behavior between us.
Well, I can guarantee you that the orphanage won't be a problem for my business. Those are separate businesses. I do not deal with orphanage, or never will I be, to be honest. But like I said, business. But I can
So,
definitely guarantee you that they will be tax-free.
If you give me a pen and a paper, we can write ourselves a contract making this an official agreement.
Oh, don't worry. I already have done it for you. And he rings the bell as you see what you call Sasha tries to go inside the room. And
let her
then
go
he
I back
sees
off.
you. Okay, he backs off. As you back off, the city guards just plummets as he tries to push the door, face planted on the floor.
I try to catch a couple of them and be like, now, a lady's present.
They all growl at you. And then the secretary just looks at all of you with a weird look and then goes inside. And then he looks at Mr. Nicholson and says, Mr. Nicholson, you called for my presence? And then Mr. Nicholson replies, the contract. She nods. And then you see the secretary goes to the bookshelves and opens a key, a lock cabinet, and then opens it with a contract. It pulls a scroll and then plants it forward and puts it on the table. Mr. Nicholson unfolds the scroll with removing the golden string, and you see this contract basically in front of you. Mr. Nicholson, hands you over a quill and ink on your side and waits for you to write. Here's the contract.
I will read through it.
Okay, roll investigation check.
Sheila requests for her to read it out loud.
Depending on Narissa's investigation check, she'll get the gist of whatever she sees, and then it's up to Nerissa if she reads it loud.
Okay, I rolled a 14 on investigation.
So basically,
Yeah, I was about to say Saul's also proficient, so he'll also be keeping an ear out.
okay. So as you read with the 14, you know that the deal stands as the orphanage won't be bothered. Anything that involves Mr. Nicholson or his business, they will be tax-free as long as Miss Narissa's party, quote unquote party, does not interfere with Mr. Nicholson's business, whatever they might be. Any form of doing so will not only result to to have will not only result for this deal to be broken, but will also be result for arrest by the city guards on force if not cooperating.
Okay, I do understand the agreement written in this scroll. Of course, I do want to add one thing.
Well then, what is it? I'm listening.
Well, I would like to add that if we notice that you are interfering with our business as well,
And what
Then-
that may be?
oh, anything, us living here peacefully, just all sorts of our business. Whether you have someone tailing us, watching the orphanage, possibly destroying the orphanage, if anything happens to any one of us.
Well,
That
let's
should allow us
just
to
say
interfere.
that the only person that I have you followed was my good friend here, Erenwen. You can, if you want me to dismiss him as well. He looks at Erenwen. Erenwen, this will be your final pay for now. And he grabs a bag of coins, throws it to you. I suggest I guess you catch it, and there's 50 gold pieces. And he looks back at you, Miss Narissa. There.
Saul was listening to the contract right out loud. Can you whisper something to her?
Same
I-
with Sheena, but
Who's whispering? Sorry.
Can
Saul.
Saul was listening to the thing. Can you whisper something to her? To Nursa?
Saul is gonna whisper something to Narissa.
Yes.
Roll stat check.
Oh, god dang it. Okay, that is not correct. Oh, that was still my modifier, so that still worked. Alright, that's a 14.
14. He's gonna try to see. Wait a moment. Nope. Alright, so what do you whisper?
Okay, Saul, he's just like, Narissa, there's very specific wording in there. He specifically says that not to interfere with whatever business he's doing or we're at fault. I would recommend altering that to if we interfere with any lawful business and then it's our fault. Because he specifically used whatever business, so then that covers any interference, which includes any, potential potential investigation. However, if we change whatever to lawful business, then if he's doing anything illegal, we can still catch him.
I think my compatriot Saul here has a very good note for you. You may speak freely.
Saul, he just, I guess he just approaches the desk and he's just like, well, Nicholson, I see that you specifically wrote on your contract the word whatever business,
Yes.
which is very, suspect to have on a contract. A reputable businessman like yourself wouldn't mind altering that to lawful business.
Are you calling me an unlawful man, my good sir?
No. You said you have a good reputation, so what's stopping you from altering that to its proper phrasing?
Let me ask you this, my good sir. Are you someone who righteously believe in good things?
I myself could not say that due to the fact I'm an acolyte of Cord. But what I can say is that... One second. That strength is the path to greatness, but greatness is the responsible use of strength, no matter what that strength may be. May it be power, wealth, magical ability, or martial strength.
Okay.
So, if push comes to shove, nothing's stopping you from altering that to the proper phrasing of lawful business, yes?
Let me ask you this. What do you call not paying tax? Is that lawful or unlawful?
That wasn't paying tax, that was extortion, more or less.
Like I said, it's business. In order for me to maintain my job, I need tax from people. What do you call if someone doesn't pay their taxes? Is it lawful or unlawful?
Well, was the orphanage a private organization or was it a public organization? Because it was sponsored by a noble house originally, so was it private or is it public? Because if it's a public organization, then there is no tax, and
Well,
you were
let's just
extorting
say
it.
this. Everyone inside the city walls are bound to pay taxes in order to get the services of the said so-called city. Sometimes people might consider things unlawful if they could not afford such tax. But what is unlawful when it is for the good of the majority. Like I said, I play.
Saul, just like Narissa, you may have to argue this one better than me as he hands the floor back to Narissa.
Okay, she looks at you, Miss Narissa, and then he continues speaking. I think we're not getting my point here, Miss Narissa. Like I said, I won't interfere with whatever business or your orphanage. Same goes for whatever business I will do. But I am not an unlawful man, otherwise I wouldn't be in this position in the first place. And sometimes my position can become untrustworthy considering I'm getting money from both the rich and the poor. But like I said, money is what makes the city grow. If I can pay my services, then the city starts to fall. That's the reason why there's tax. And not paying tax is already considered unlawful. So I don't understand why your friend here is judging me for being unlawful. If you're the one asking for a demand, that is quite already ridiculous on my end. Why should I keep people who can't even pay for the services of the city? Not that I don't care for homeless children, but let me just say that, should I say this? Imagine this. If a lich starts sucking blood from an animal, that animal starts to die. Same goes for a city. If the people starts getting money from the merchants sooner or later will lose money and no one will pay the services. The city starts to fall, chaos starts to grow. And you know where that goes. I'm pretty sure you're a noble and you understand how business works. I don't know why a freaking religious person is talking on your behalf considering this is a private nobility affair.
I am aware, Sir Nicholson, but I also wanted him to have the chance to express the people's view, as we do live in high regard compared to them. And I thought it would be good to be heard. Of course, I understand where you're coming from about the taxation of those. And I agree with it. I agree with your terms of not taxing the orphanage on my behalf, and I appreciate that. But I do agree with adding the lawful business portion in. And we can base the lawfulness off of the city's conduct. They do have a book written in terms of what is lawful and what isn't, and we can base it off of that, since a group of men gathered to write it.
Larissa, I want you to roll persuasion check.
17.
17. He thinks for a moment. He sighs. Very well. Lawful. Whatever that lawful may mean. Considering everyone has their own opinions in terms of lawful or unlawful. Sasha? And the secretary just nods and grabs another piece of paper, and you see that another contract is laid down in front of you guys, and the wording is now different. Rather than whatever jobs or whatever activity, it's now lawful.
I think that right now she would be the perfect time for Sheena to interject and say,
Kathy, you might want to speak louder.
Yeah, your mic was murdered.
It's literally.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I actually turned it all the way up, so I don't know why.
It's probably broken or something, or loose wire. Not sure. Okay, what are you trying to say?
Oh, I just wanted to interject in there and say that I wanted to say that there's also no time limits on either end, and also it doesn't say directly or indirectly on either end either.
Saul, I guess, brings Sheena to the side. He's like, Sheena, the time limit may be to our benefit, because you did notice 2 of those orphans were elves, correct?
Yes.
Elves don't reach maturity until they're 120, way past when all of us, including the mother of that orphanage, will be long gone. So not having a time limit may actually be, unfortunately, something we have to stick with.
Oh, so they're gonna stay orphans the whole time? They don't do like an adoption thing? They just stay living there forever?
You've seen this city is the issue.
No, this is just outside the storyline. I just wanna make sure I'm following right.
Well, no, what do you call it? Saul is assuming that a lot of them stay orphans until they reach maturity due to the fact the city is very much dog-eat-dog.
Okay.
Like, so far Saul's been taking notes, and he's like, the last noble that actually took care of the commoners was viciously burned to death, and the last surviving lineage is, and he points at the skunk lady, that one right there.
Well, I think that earlier there was mentioning of Dragonborns being slaves, so there's also a Dragonborn kid, so the potential future of that one Dragonborn orphan could become a slave as well.
Well, that's why this orphanage is at least somewhat in port. Like, the time limit is an iffy thing, because we're doomed if we do have a time limit, and we're doomed if we don't.
Okay.
Because if we do have a time limit, the elves and any long-lived race is doomed to suffer, and if we don't, then that leads the orphanage to possible corruption, and individuals can then be sold over the long term. So we're kind of screwed either way.
Are you guys talking loudly, or this is?
No, I think we're whispering to each other.
Oh, you're whispering. Okay, roll a stealth check.
Oh no!
I have to take note of that. Okay, both of you roll a stealth check, basically. Sheena and Saul. So, stealth is dexterity, right? Is it dex?
Yeah, it's dexterity. Yeah.
So,
Saul got that good 9.
Oh,
13.
13. Oh, gonna roll a perception check. 9. Okay. What you call? Narissa, Mr. Nicholson looks at you with a suspicious look and says, "Maybe we're not clear here when I said no funny business. If you cannot accept the deal, then we don't have a deal."
I guess. Okay, now Saul won't interject, even though it's common practice for nobles to have advisors, I guess.
She didn't claim ignorance. I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing here. I've never met you. You know, that sort of thing. Like, sorry, this is my first time being in the city. Pleasure to meet you. Didn't know how things worked.
Are you saying that, Sheena?
Look at the books now.
Are you saying that, Sheena, or are you just?
Not like that. Probably more along the lines of, "Sir, this is my first time meeting you. First off, and you don't even know my name because we've never been properly introduced. And I just am trying to learn my way around. And these people have taken me into their campaign or their adventure, and I'm just trying to do the best I can with what I know right now."
Okay, so Miss Narissa, Mr. Nicholson looks at you with a weird look and says, "This is what happens when you don't let nobles do the talking. It becomes a mess. Which is why, if you want to make business, it should only be between the both of us, and not with them."
They will not be speaking anymore in this decision. You did relent and give us lawful, and you did give us no taxation on the orphanage forever.
Well, here's the problem. Considering you and your compatriots here have a different opinion with what is lawful and unlawful. What if what's lawful to me is unlawful to them? Then we have a conflict.
Like I said, Mr. Nicholson, we would go off of the laws written per the city.
Yes. But based on your what you call judgment of your friends, what they think is lawful and unlawful may be different from what the city may think lawful or unlawful is. Maybe
And then
tax
I will
for
have
them is
them-
unlawful.
I will have them reference the city rules, and we will act accordingly.
Then maybe it should be better if we have the old contract used then, considering we don't even know which lawful are we referring to. Is it their lawful? Or is it
Like I said,
mine?
the city's lawful.
Then I suggest we use the first contract then, just for safety reasons. So
No,
that-
we would use the
Wait,
second.
DM.
I apologize.
Yeah.
We would use the second contract as it does state lawful per the city's rules and laws, not our independent rules and laws.
He thinks for a moment.
So,
Wait, DM,
Yeah?
can I interject?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Nerissa made it plain and simple when she was arguing that they would use the city's rules as
Ah.
the definition of lawful.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm so confused what Nicholson is doing.
no, you start to what you are getting, Saul and the rest of you. What you're getting is Mr. Nicholson is thinking that you might use that as your advantage when it comes to lawful, considering you might think that what you believe to be lawful, depending on what god you worship, could affect what lawful is in the what lawful is in the city, because as you all know, the rules in the church and politics are quite different. So
but
technically,
no,
I'm
Nerissa
taking the rules
specifically
that were
said-
made for the city by the council, not what
Yeah.
the gods and all of them have stated.
Yeah, I think a miscommunication is more or less happening. It's not based on gods or personal
Yeah.
alignments. Nerissa specifically said whatever the city views as lawful is now considered
okay, if that's the
what
case,
the definition of lawful.
okay, so if that's
So
the-
whatever basically, this is why I asked you like earlier what alignment the city was before I went to the church. That
Uh-huh.
defines what lawful is. So if you need to work what that is, you might have to figure out what that is.
No, because when you asked the priest told you that the politics and the church are different, right?
Well, do you know what the alignment of the town is generally then?
I would say yeah, definitely lawful.
So is it lawful good, lawful neutral, or lawful evil?
That's for you to decide, because I'm not giving you more than that.
Well, then you
That
know
is
it's
something for you to find out, because technically there
Okay, well
is
then
corruption.
yeah, that's more than reasonable, DM. That's more than reasonable.
Yeah.
But
So
the
at
thing is,
least-
basically, in the back of your mind, it's the definition of this contract, the alignment of this
Yeah.
contract is based on the alignment of the city.
So what I can definitely tell you, what you're getting is definitely lawful. The city is lawful. They're not barbarians. But
Okay.
you know that the politics here, based on your experience,
It's very wishy-washy.
yeah, it is suspicious as hell. You definitely
Okay,
know that
so-
there is corruption going on, one way or another, and it is
Yeah, but
to the point that it is the part where the Empire can't do anything about it, because probably someone powerful from the Empire also is part of this mess, to the point that they're getting
Okay.
away with it. So
the issue
other
is that's
words-
still our best bargaining chip. So that's what Nerissa was arguing for, to use the like alignment or the lawful system of the
yeah,
city.
Hmm.
That was the miscommunication.
Okay. I see. All right, so.
So it's not based on any of our alignments. It's based
Yeah.
on what the city defines as lawful, and the city is lawful. But
No,
like you said, it's corrupt, so it's really wishy-washy.
No, because Mr. Nicholson thinks that you're speaking for Narissa, and considering you're a religious man, so that's what he was thinking, that maybe Miss Narissa's choices could be affected by the church. So that's what Mr. Nicholson is thinking from what you're getting at.
Yeah, but Nerissa corrected that. She specifically corrected that,
Okay.
like right after Saul gave up on that.
Okay.
All right, I'll give it back to Narissa. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to go get confused. Sorry about that.
Okay. What you call Katie? I think I'm not sure if your speaker is echoing because I could hear that.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me okay though?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. So Miss Narissa, Mr. Nicholson looks at you.
Yes, Sir Nicholson. I do see how it would be concerning that you would think that religion or our personal views would guide us to believing what is lawful and what isn't. But I will not. I will follow the city's rules, city's laws, and city clauses, and I will have all my compatriots read up on it. And if we are to interfere or break laws ourselves, then we would hope that we would be as held accountable as you are.
Okay. Mr. Nicholson nods and says, "Well then, if that's the case," he looks at the secretary. Sasha, if you mind. You see, Sasha grabs both the contracts, and then I want all four of you, Aaron Wynn as well, to roll perception check.
Oh no. I'm not good at these.
20.
20. That's
Oh,
good.
let me see. Let me check. Where's
I got
my
14.
Okay.
perception?
I also
five.
got 14.
Okay.
I got that good 5.
Okay, so only Saul did not see this. Sheena, Ernwin, and Narissa, you do see the secretary grab the contracts, and one thing you also notice is she sprinkled something on the contract. You don't know what, but she definitely sprinkled something on the contract. And then she heads back with the contract, and
I do not touch it, and instead I address Sir Nicholson.
okay.
Are you trying some funny business?
Well, no, of course not. Why would I do such thing?
I start using my unsettling words that I've been gifted
Okay.
with my 3rd level.
Okay. Let me just check the spell again. Unsettling words.
Oh, she pinged it in the chat.
Oh. Good.
Wait, it's only saving throw from the looks of it, love.
That's fine, but
Oh yeah, it's only
basically,
saving. It's only
this is
saving
the
throws.
unsettling part that I'm really going for.
Oh, she's really using it for roleplay purposes. Okay.
Oh, okay. So
You
do I
know-
have to make a save or something?
No, she's just using it for flavor.
Ah, okay. Good. I see.
So, Sir Nicholson, you are aware that if you use any magic, there are many people in this room that are capable of interfering and interjecting upon my opinion, and I give them full rights to do so. But also remember, I am a bard and a noble, so I have the capability of also interjecting. So please, I would like a new contract written by your secretary at once, stating the initial agreement we made, and none of that sprinkly dust.
This is how she writes the contract to make sure that it is bind. He said lawful.
I'm not-
You could read again. And he gestures for
a
the
contract
contract.
is made strictly by a signature, not by powder. I've seen my father do many, and I have done one before. So, I apologize. I do not feel comfortable with this black magic of which I see.
My secretary here is not what you call any deal with forms of black magic or heresy. Let me guarantee you, Miss Narissa, that the ink that is used is to make sure that the treaty does not break, and the treaty is a way to make sure that you do your part as well in case you do something behind my back. That is all.
Can you have Arnwin touch this contract for me, please?
Okay, Erwin, he gives you the contract.
Alright, I'm gonna walk over, wipe the pastry crumbs off of my hands.
Okay.
And I guess I'm just going to handle the contract.
Okay, so you see the contract. What do you do?
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna run a finger across it. Make sure I get some of the powder on myself.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'll sniff it. Why not?
Okay. It smells like paper. Nothing too suspicious. What are you gonna? Are you gonna investigate it? Are you gonna check it for?
Yeah, I can investigate it. I'm okay at that.
I would say roll Arcana.
Ooh, I got a 20.
A 20. Name. You.
Everyone's rolling really high today. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was surprised as well. I thought Narisa was gonna give it to Saul or something. I didn't know it would be Erwin. So Erwin.
He just walks up and grabs it.
Erwin, you've seen this magic before in your previous travels, and it is illusionary magic.
Alrighty. I'm technically a free agent now, so I might as well just mention that this is some sort of illusion. Illusionary powder of some kind.
Okay.
Alright, now that we're all made aware of the illusion, that means we all automatically get to discern it.
Okay. So what do yeah, Erwin mentions that, basically.
Oh my god, 10 out of 10. You're the fucking best.
It looks like paper. They don't see anything weird about it, other than the dust, basically.
Okay.
Well, what do you call it? He makes us all aware that there's an illusion on
Yeah.
it. So what changes about it? Because now that we know it's an illusion, we can discern it.
You can roll an Arcana
Anything
check.
change?
You can roll an Arcana check to
Well,
see.
we don't have to roll Arcana. The illusion is discerned. It, as in, the illusion vanishes for us because we know it's an illusion. That's how.
No, you have to break it.
illusions work.
You have to break the spell, right? If that's the case.
No, the way
there's
an
something
illusion
weird,
works
but-
is if you're informed it's an illusion, you discern the illusion. If the illusion is discerned, then you're no longer affected by it.
Ah, okay, so I see.
Basically, Arnwin, in all his brilliance, got a 20, was told it was an illusion,
Okay.
he then told the rest of the party it was an illusion, so now we all know it's an illusion.
Sorry. Okay.
I'm getting minor illusion if you would like.
No, it's okay. I was just confused. So, Erwin, this is what you see.
Oh my god, I can't
The text.
knows it's an illusion.
Based on what you look, when you look at the words, they change slightly, as if there's something written underneath, and then they went back to their original self, and then in one moment they would change again. If you look at from afar, it looks normal, but there's clearly something suspicious written.
Right, so the powder's changing the context or hiding the context of the actual contract.
Yep, something like that. Yes, you get that much with your roll.
So yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, you're gonna want to actually thoroughly read this. There's some funny business.
Okay, so I will take the paper from Arnwin and thank him.
Yeah.
Both papers. And then I will ask both Sheena and Saul to read over my shoulder with me. so that we can discern which one is the correct one.
I will give Sheena the help action because I'm proficient in both Arcana and Investigation. Most illusions are an intelligence investigation check, but it's up to the DM what it is. I pinged the generic discerning definition in the chat,
So
just in case. So is it going to be Arcana or is it going to be
Arcana.
Investigation, DM?
Arcana,
Okay.
basically. Now that you know that there is illusion, this is Arcana. So what do you guys
Okay,
doing? Sheena is gonna
Sheena,
roll with advantage.
are you proficient in the arcane arts? Do
Magic.
you know how to like view it and
Yes,
study it?
I have +6 for Arcana.
Okay, I will give Sheena advantage
Okay, so
as I'm also proficient.
Katie roll a d20 plus 6 and then roll a d20 twice. Roll a d20 twice, get the highest number and then plus 6. Add 6 to
Yep.
that.
This is a shitty roll, sorry. I had a 2 and a 5, so 5 and 6 would be 11.
You don't see anything. You know, Aaron Wind said what you call magic, but you're not sure what type of magic this is, or if there's isn't.
Wait,
there.
okay.
Because-
okay, never mind. Oh.
It doesn't.
Sorry, man, I disappointed you.
But you have
Well,
Aaron
no, the
saying
issue is we were already told it was
Yeah.
illusion, but it's the DM's call, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave it be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, Aaron Wind says that there's a solution. You just don't see it. That's the case, or you don't know what it is or what type it is. Unless you want to roll investigation, then that's a different
Can I
side.
inspire her?
She
That's a
already
bonus
rolled.
action, so you could.
I mean, she already rolled. You should have said that before she rolled.
Not wrong, actually.
Mhm. Okay, so what do you guys do? As Mr. Nicholson is still waiting for your response.
Can I cast my spell of Identify?
Get,
Yeah. Wait,
It's a
how?
ritual one from
does identify work on items or spells, Armani? Correct me.
an object. You choose
it
one
works on
object
an
that you must
object.
touch throughout the
Yes.
casting itself. It is a magic item or some other magic imbued object. You learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the
Okay.
item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
Okay, I would say yeah. Go ahead. What is that a cantrip? Identify or
No, it's
No,
not.
she's burning
It's
a spell
level
slot.
1.
okay?
Yeah,
burn
it's a
burn a
spell
spell slot, whatever level that spell slot is.
Level 1. It's a very good level 1 spell.
Yeah, I know it's a. I didn't know it was
For
a,
this exact situation.
I forgot you
Oh,
have
crap.
wizards.
Really quick, when we were in the store, did we also get my feather with the pearl?
Nope, you forgot to buy the
The
the feather.
pearl, what do you call it? Does the feather have a money cost?
Oh, I don't think it does.
You
If
didn't
the
buy
feather
it.
doesn't have a if the feather doesn't have a money cost, it can be replaced with an arcane focus. Saul passes you his arcane focus.
Okay. And I
We
use
have
my
the pearl, which we bought specifically for this, so you have to have
Yes.
your pearl in one hand and my arcane focus in the other.
I also have an arcane focus too that I came with.
Okay, never mind then. Well,
Okay,
Saul still
yeah.
handed you it anyway because he wasn't
Okay,
sure.
thanks.
Okay, so you have a pearl. So, going back, what you call Sheena, there's definitely a
Yes.
spell sprinkled in the contract. It is.
She knows the exact spell.
Yep, it is minor illusion.
Minor
I gave you the definition for minor illusion. Re. I'm sorry. This is me just being a rules lawyer. I'm really sorry.
That's okay. I don't know the rules as well. That's why I love
Oh,
it
I
when it-
pinged it in the chat.
Oh, sorry, I did not see because there was a lot of things posting on the chat.
Oh, it's the last thing that, in order to discern a minor illusion, it's the last thing in the chat.
If a creature uses action to attack.
Okay, sorry, I did not see that. I should have said.
Basically, Arnwin gets to see automatically what was changed.
Yeah, that's he does see that the font is changing, so he knows that there's illusion. So yeah.
Well, no, he gets to see what was changed. Like,
What
if
was
the
the
illusion's
okay?
gone.
Okay, so the whole contract. So basically the whole contract.
Oh my god!
It is the
Also,
whole
I
entire-
used
So
the
I
paint-
could-
Kate, since
So
she
I
knows
can
it's
basically read the actual whole contract for what it really is.
So it states, it states that there is no orphanage. The orphanage is not mentioned there, and it only says that if you interfere in his business, whatever it may be, the party and Miss Narissa must undergo investigation and proven guilty must be executed for trespassing or for interfering Mr. Nicholson's business.
Yeah, Ardwin, do you tell us this since you can literally read it out loud?
I mean, I'm a free agent and currently a neutral party, so yeah, I'm kind of acting as like a mediator at this point.
Thank God.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
you guys hear this?
yeah, because he did already get paid, right? So he's
Uh-huh.
just
Yup,
like,
he already
"Alright."
got paid and was let go.
That was
Yeah.
actually smart on Angelica's side for pointing out Ernwin because, yeah.
Well, if it was a poison or something, I wouldn't want to go down.
Yeah, she didn't want to be on one less of one of her parties, and she doesn't really get along with this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna use that as advantage, but yeah.
And the
Yeah,
secretary was
sorry
fired
about
touching
me being annoying again, DM. It's
Okay,
just,
it's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm being a rule player.
It's okay. What is it?
Well,
Yeah. Narissa, I guess you're told this stuff. I'm gonna go shut up now. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you guys hear this as
Okay.
Ernwin reads it out loud. As you see this, you see Mr. Nicholson's stare wildly, awkwardly, and sweating, and you see the secretary just coughing awkwardly on the side as well.
isn't this considered interfering? I know we haven't signed a contract yet, but somebody is interfering. And it's not me or my compatriots. It is you, Mr. Nicholson.
I don't
And
know
why-
what you're trying to say. I'm pretty sure I'm a very lawful man. Why would I ruin my reputation? And then he looks at the contract. It looks fine to me. As he's sweating balls as he's looking at it.
Can I kind of want to intimidate him right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Persuade, you're so much better at it.
Roll intimidation.
Oy. 16.
Okay, not bad.
Just gonna try to see. Nope, he rolled terrible. Then he looks at his size. He looks at the secretary. Will you please? And then the secretary now goes back, opens the cabinet again, grabs a piece of paper, hands it to Mr. Nicholson, and then pushes back to you. There.
Saul just looks at Sheena and she's like, Sheena, may you please cast Identify, and just to be impartial,
Okay.
Mr. Nicholson, you are obviously a gentleman in high stature. 5 gold pieces says you have an Identify scroll on you at all times, so we will both cast this at the same time so we know no one is, doing funny business.
He looks at the secretary. I can cast Identify. No need for scrolls.
Oh.
Hell, that is unfortunate. That just gets Saul to sweat a little. He doesn't like other spellcasters when it's not someone he's friends with. Because
Okay.
spellcasters are spooky.
Okay.
Okay, so do you cast it again?
Yeah. Well, does it count if it was already discerned? Does it?
Well, this is a new object is
Ah.
the issue.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So do you cast it again?
Yes, I'll cast it again.
There is no magical whatsoever on the scroll. On the parchment. So it is completely what it is. And as you investigate it, the words are there. The orphanage is mentioned. No party should interfere, and it says lawful business by the city's accord.
Now we just have to deal with the laws of the city. Oh no.
Okay, that's better than it would have been. Okay,
Okay.
so I bring once more over it.
Okay, so I would say I would not even make you roll. Yeah, it fits what you guys would prefer. Lawful activity. It mentions the orphanage, tax free. Yeah, nothing suspicious.
And
You-
it
you-
also brings up that neither of us can interfere with either.
As long as it's
Either's lawful business.
Ah.
Either's lawful business.
Yes.
So
By
now
the
we
city.
can't do orcish stuff in town. So we both have to be lawful on both ends.
Lawful in
Okay.
both ends.
I will take out my own quill and
Okay.
start signing it.
Okay, you sign it. And
So we'll ask for a copy.
okay. The secretary hands you a copy as well. Mr. Nicholson also grabs it with a smuff and a huff, and then signs it as well.
That's
And
right,
then-
get huffed.
Yeah, and then the secretary rolls the scroll, ties it, puts it in, and then she puts it on her coat, basically. I think we're done here. You hear Mr. Nicholson respond.
I agree.
And then he looks at the secretary and says, Sasha, will you please lead our guest to the exit? He's also glaring at you, Ernwin, as this is happening.
Arwen's the fucking best.
I'm just going to bow, say it's been a pleasure doing business, and I'm gonna walk out.
Oh my god, I love that character trait actually. Arwen's actually just about money.
I mean,
That
mercenary.
is so good.
On my way out, I
Out.
will go ahead and turn, do my last bow with my hands pursed, and say, "Be pleased, Sir Nicholson."
He does not respond. He's just glaring at all of you. Especially at Ernwin. Because he did not expect that to not go and listen.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got the rest of my paycheck. I was a free agent, and people asked me to do something, so I'm like, sure, why not? I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Money good.
Okay, so you guys leave. Nar, you see, for a short while, you see Narissa, Shida, Ernwin, and Saul leave the room, escorted by the secretary. And the secretary looks at you and says, please, right this way. And escorted you outside the building. And you're now outside. Okay. Actually, because it's getting late, we're gonna end it right here.